Hello, everyone. Thought I'd jump on here. Had a few minutes to spare and do a live video for you guys. And I guess this will be just a question and answer about obviously whatever you guys want to talk about. Um, didn't really have anything specific today. I do have a few things in the burner right now that I'm considering, but we'll get to those at another time. So here we go. We'll see who shows up. So for anybody that does come here in the future, probably just want to fast forward a little bit until people show up and we start conversing. Let me get this. There we go. Okay. Zen is back. What's up, Eddie Jacobo? I'm back in the digital format. Here I am in the flesh, courtesy of thank you YouTube for allowing me to do live videos again. What's up, Carson Flowers? What's up, man? Back with brand new gear and everything. Did a little shopping. Well, cheers, everybody. How are you? How are all of you doing? How is your summer going? It is. Wait, is it the end of Gemini season already? What is it? Today's date. It is. It is. We're into the. That was the. That's what's going on. That's why I haven't had much to say the last couple of days because we've been in the the cusp of Gemini into Cancer, and so I've just been kind of like meh. I haven't really had much to say, but yeah. Can I analyze Morg, who is promulgating hyperianism? I don't know this. I'll look it up and I'll do a show on it. I guess I don't know this person Morg, but I'm assuming just the guess off of that. Something to do with Saturn, something to do with death cults. I don't know. So I'll look into it. And the reason I say Saturn and my guess Hyperianism, I'm guessing has to do with Hyperborea, and Hyperborea would be the outermost realm connected to um, Saturn and all of this. But again, I'm just guessing here. What's up, Virginia? And it is. Are you Carson? You're in a little bit of a like. I'm not like. I'm just kind of like Just the last couple of days, I'm like, I just kind of walked around yesterday. Went to a bunch of I went to a bunch of new places, so that was interesting. Um, but I didn't really have any motivation to do anything. It's just like, it was like a lull. Oh, Ellie, more people leading the millennials astray. That's never happened. Nobody does that. And I got to get this thing set up a little better. Sorry about all the camera jostling. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's gonna work. There it is. Yeah, is organic silica good for you, Virginia? Yeah. If you the best way to get silica is through bamboo. Um, the silica is for the nails and for the hair. Basically, that's what's growing it, and um, the way that bamboo grows is all very much connected to the spine, and the spine, your hair, and the Beatles song, you know, when your hair, even after you die, your hair and your nails still grow, and I think that has something to do with the silica and the nervous system. So, sugarcane, sugarcane is really good too for the spine, and bamboo shoots and bamboo in general has a lot of silica in it. So, yeah, there you go. And if we get deeper into that, you know, the ancient world maybe apparently was silica based. And if we look into computer systems and things like this, the giant trees may have been silica. Um, Whereas what we were dealing with now is more of a carbon based system. So are we turning back into that? Are we evolving into that? Did we devolve into carbon, or is carbon an upgrade? I mean, these are questions and things that I've addressed in many of my other earlier videos. You could probably check those out. if you want to get deeper into that. Maybe about a year and a half ago. If you look up silica, if you look up giant trees, things like this, you might find some videos of mine. And if you can't, I will dig through my collection and see if I can find them for you. Yeah, and right out at the end of Gemini, I was just out and about everywhere. Yeah, me too. Like it was a lot of interesting energy, quite interesting energy. Almost got stabbed the other day. That was fun. Two almost fights and almost got stabbed. That was really cool. But oh well. Liquid silica. What's up, Supreme Gene? Yeah, and I think the best way to get some of the silica, I think, also would probably be um, like well, what like the green stuff from underwater? Is that gonna be silica based? I'm not sure off the top of my head, but like if you think of like the more Asian diet and how fishy type people fish kind of as a big part of their diet and algae and stuff and things like this. Like if you're eating sushi, it's always in the like I think that might have some silica in it. I'm not quite sure, but that might be the way to do it. The best way to improve your eyesight. Uh, um, my eyesight goes in and out of depending on it's really diet related for me, and I think for most people, unless you have a what is it, stig what the fuck I forget the name of it, whatever it's called, where your eye is kind of misshapen. Like if it's misshapen, it would take a long time to fix it because you'd have to do a lot of massage on the eye. But the easiest thing you could do is get an eye cup. Urine is going to work best. Then add maybe some cayenne, and I wouldn't use cayenne powder. I'd make it a dropper full of cayenne and I'd put it in probably you're probably better off instead of using an alcohol base, you'd want to use like a um, I don't know. Everybody that doesn't want to have alcohol, they use that other base for their tinctures. Um, I forget what it's called, but it's I would use that. Although I don't mind using the alcohol and then eye drops and then eye bright. So you take some eye bright, some urine, and some cayenne. Put that in your eye. That'll help stimulate blood flow to the eyes. Um, Shit, crying is helpful. You know what I mean? I mean that's part of what it's doing is just bringing moisture to the eyes, and that will help clean up vision. Um, and towards the evening, before you go to bed, you can put drops of I believe the two best things to use would be sesame oil or castor oil. I've heard castor oil. I've never done castor oil, but my eyesight, whenever it starts to get a little funky, um, eye cup and urine, and like I said, cayenne is a good and eye bright. That's a good way to do it. Or you can just you can get like bags of eye bright formula like tea, and then warm those up and put those on the eyes. I don't think it's as effective, but it's pretty simple to do. And fasting should, but your body's gonna it cleans in the order last last in first out, meaning the last thing that was troubling you. That's the first thing that your body's going to take care of fixing for the most part, and then it'll go through the organs and what is the most, as I put it before, your body's going to fix the most necessary things in your body first also. So if for you to survive, you don't necessarily need to have eyesight or earsight or earsight, but hearing or things like this. So you need like your organs would have to be in proper condition first before it gets to working on the eyes. At least that seems to be the way it works for most people. And then obviously focus on like going, okay, I want my eyes fixed, and getting into the dream world, doing things. There's a couple other things you can do for your eyesight. Take a rope and tie 10 knots in it. Put it on a door handle or something and pull it to you, and then focus on each one of those knots, because your eyes are muscles and you're using them. People that sit and stare at a computer all day, they're going to be nearsighted, right? And people that are outdoors all day, they probably can't read a book because they're going to be farsighted because their muscle is just used to looking at that distance. So just training your eyes to look at different distances. And then that would be for the musculature part, and then you have what would be the film over the eyes. Just like, you see little like floaters and things like this. It's just gunk that's in your, literally in your eyeballs. and you need to clean that out. So there you go. And fasting should help. Arnott, what's up? Uh, Carson, there you go, man. Have fun times, huh? I think it's when you really look at it in the larger perspective of what astrology is and the energies of houses. There are houses, and you go from house to house, or from and you have so there's like ways to navigate and not have that kind of shit happen. But yeah, there's all sorts of funky stuff. Um, what's up, Leo? Is celery high in silica? Well, celery is looks like a bone, snaps like a bone. It's very high in sodium, the good kind of sodium. Um, and I could grab a book and tell you. You know what? Let me. Oh, it's not here. I'm not at my house. Okay, well, I can't get the book for you, but I could read off some of the micronutrients in it. There's something like 11,000 micronutrients that they found in celery, and it's obviously really good for the bones. I don't know that it would do much for the eyes. What's going to be good for the eyes? There we go. Carrots. That's another thing you do. Carrot oil. It's going to work great in the eyes, or just carrot juice in general. Yeah. Tequila. Take a shot of tequila right in the eye. I don't know if I had some tequila here, I would do it right now and tell you what happened. Pistachios sound like they would be good. I mean, eggs. I would guess eggs would be. I mean, look at the shape of it. It's very similar to the eye. Carrots, slice it, looks like an eye. Um, mm-hmm. Yeah, tequila. I mean, it's not. Most of the things not going to really damage you, but it will. If you're getting blood flow to the eye, that's going to help heal things. Day 4 of a fast, and your legs feel like jelly. I'm sure I've gotten some alcohol in my eye before on accident. Uh, okay, paradoxical disease. Yeah, you asked. Okay, Burnett, you'd asked me the other day, and I'm sorry I took that video down because it was just like 10 seconds of stupid. I was gonna make another video. Um, let's see. The main things are you need blood flow to your teeth, and that's coming from the spine. So, and you also want to keep your mouth clean. So, urine's going to help. Hydrogen peroxide swishing, oil pulling. Um, I would highly suggest going and getting some acupuncture done. And then depending on like where where things aren't working in you'll find out. You can find out which organs aren't working because they're linked up. So if you got kidney issues, there's a couple teeth here and here that are going to be having more issues with. Like I have two teeth that got pulled when I was like 20 because I had fucking horrible diet, right? And I knew nothing about health. And then as that got fixed, like your system is running off of basically everything in your spine is controlling what's going on in your teeth as well. So a spinal adjustment, going and getting chiropractor work done, that could help a lot too. It doesn't seem like it's related, but it is. But just from this going this direction, so you want to internally fix through the spine, and then externally, like through the mouth, hydrogen peroxide. Then you can get some tea tree oil and some oregano oil. Put that in with your oil swishing. That should be really good. Um, so there's a couple ideas, yeah? Virginia, is humanity doomed? It's as doomed as we ever were, I suppose. I mean, if you believe in death, then maybe you believe in doomsday. But if you don't believe that death exists the way you think it does, then what would doom be? Like where? How? No, I don't think so. I think there's just like anything. There's cycles and waves and different energies, and a lot of it is regulated just upon your own belief system. And you're a magnetic field generating device. Your auric field is basically you're a ring magnet to a degree, and you're pulsing out energy, and your thoughts will start to manifest. So you live in your own little auric field or bubble. If you think it's doomed for you, not necessarily for everybody else. As far as like the earth and organisms and bacteria and everything that goes into what our body is, no, I don't think so. I think that only things could become better. I mean, I think we've already gone through The the ages, the Kali Yugas, all that kind of where there's the different ages, say the silver, the gold, the bronze age, the iron age, and the next age we go into, which we're pretty much in the like cusp. We're in the cusp of, at the end of it, getting into the. I think we're going into the silver age. I think, or well, I think some of us will go to silver age. Some of us will go to gold. Some of us might even. Some people might go, if you say the doomsday. I think some people might go back to the iron age, which what we're supposed to be getting out of, going into a bronze age. But I think there's more portals that open up to different energies, different dimensions, even literally different land masses that we didn't know existed because we weren't privy to that some people maybe they know about. And so that's like the slow controlled leak of information to people that should know about where these things are. Other people just won't know, and even if they did know, it wouldn't have any effect on them because they'd be like, okay, great, whatever. I got my family, I got my things that I'm doing over here. They got their life. They don't see the world the way that everybody else does. The controls and the archons and that idea, that talk doesn't mean anything to them. But yeah, I don't think. No, there's no doomsday. Uh, and Virginia, as far as the agenda of the Illuminati, how about this? I'm Illuminati. How's that? I don't have that agenda. I'm a luminary. I'm illuminated. What does that mean? It means something different to everyone. What people think the purpose of secret societies are, what they think the purpose of what they the, uh, if they're secret societies, how do you know about them? It doesn't seem like they're so secret. Then, or what about their other teachings? It doesn't seem like it's so secret. If you can just Google that shit, you can just go to the library and get a book. Sure, there's people that will use that information to, you know, in the realm of people would say right-handed magic or black magic or something. But even that's not bad. It's just like what people perceive of it. Um, yeah. Of course, Burnett. Dre Graham. Death is a mystery. Well, I think death is akin to, like, what do you when you start to dream. What is the difference when you have dreams or get out of body and you are in something that is as absolutely solid and real and vivid as this is right now. You can pick up a book and you can read it and you can hear sounds and you can, like, it's literally no different at all. I mean, what do you think happens? That is your little spirit going somewhere else and doing something. So no, I don't think death is what everybody thinks it is. I'd agree with the Christian mystics and like Neville Goddard of how he perceives it and what he says it is, and you know, I don't think it's let me fix this here. There we go. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, the plant life is fun to play with, man. Yeah, growing things and becoming the constant gardener. Hmm. The distiller, man, that's the one thing that'll change anybody's. That's the biggest thing that anybody can do is get a distiller. Ellie, sometimes during chats it feels as if I'm reading your mind. Maybe. Uh, I wouldn't say I specifically do it on purpose or direct it to be done, but there's plenty of times I'm talking to people and they'll be like, "Dude, why? Well, how did you just say that? That's exactly what I." So sometimes when I'm talking, like I've said before, I'm not channeling something. I'm not forcing some idea of what I think. It's more of like what I'm just. This is what I feel like saying right now. How else could I talk for hours on end? There's no way I have hours of just, okay, here's little bits of things that I need to talk about like that. So maybe I would suppose so. Telekinesis is certainly real. What's up, Lucianne? There you go, Leo. Uh, Virginia, satanic things. Satan is the Satan, the idea of that. God made Satan, huh? Satan is the lord of this realm. It's Satan is connected to black magic, the black mother, to Mother Earth. Everything to do with the ground, the soil is black. The soul is, and the soil is black. It's beneath your feet. It's where your soul is. So that black magic is neither good nor bad, and the idea of Satan being some, evil entity is beyond ridiculous, and the fact that people use the Bible, that's a who gave people the Bible? People are trying to free everyone from, no, it's a at superficial level, it's a book to control people. It's a book of spells. It's a book of, on a deeper level, it's a book of astrology. On a deeper level than that, is a book about your body internally, what's going on. And on an even bigger level, it's like, deeper level, it's extremely esoteric in the sense of like, states of consciousness. But that's even harder to describe because they use people's names as personifications and ideas of mental dispositions people have. But as far as like satanic or whatever, it's a complete, it's bullshit. That's as simple as it could be. People have been talking about the end of the world, the end times, Satan. Oh, here's all the. Who cares? The Bible is a book the same way that an alchemist creates their own book, as a magician creates a book of spells and magic. Go to church. There's an altar. If you're a pagan, if you're practicing magician, I mean everybody is, but if you're practicing your own magic, you're doing the same thing the church is doing. The church is doing it at a larger, on a larger scale. It's a mass scale hypnosis, and you know, and what the churches actually were prior to them being used as, we need your money. You're gonna go to and burn in hell. Whoa, that sounds like great. I want to go there. I want to go hang out with those people. They tell me all day they need my money. I'm gonna burn in hell if I don't do what some book says. Sounds kind of sounds a little psychotic to me. Yeah, Virginia. If you start drinking some more distilled water, get some urine in your diet. I mean, you dream, you just don't remember them. There's there's little things you can do to help remember your dreams. One would be get up in the middle of the night and stay up for a couple minutes. So that way, when you're falling back asleep, you're kind of there on that little, you're kind of like on the doorway, I guess, or the interdimensionally, like you're kind of falling asleep, but you're still conscious and aware. That's where you can be. And most people just get too deep into art. They get too deep into delta sleep. So the if you're into delta sleep, that's the lowest level of sleep. I mean, there's something probably even lower than that, but that's for body healing. So your body's going to be doing a lot of healing. So it does want to be awake during the healing process because that might be painful. And if you're in a higher state in between delta into theta, you can be aware. Like I've been in dreams where I knew part of my body was healing and I was doing like I was actually in a battle or something, like, with something, right? And then I'll be in the dream like, oh shit, it's yellow. Okay, that's connected to my third chakra. Oh, and then, okay, and then there was this weird car, and it was like, oh, okay, and that was the emblem was a bull, and that's connected. That really goes on. You don't need to do all that. You can just go delta, sleep through it, wake up, and your body's healed. But getting into the dream world, just in general, water's going to help that. The water is of remembrance. You need to hydrate your brain. If your brain ain't hydrated right, you ain't gonna have too many dreams. But mugwort is helpful. Um, yeah, definitely. Things calming and relaxing. So the mindset is body asleep, mind awake, body asleep, mind awake, body asleep. If you do that too much, though, then you end up like always being awake, even in the dreams, and that can become a lot. That can become almost stressful because then you're like, shit, can I just take a nap? Can I just like lights out and heal? Um, I mean, you could. There's all sorts of things you could micro dose. There's all sorts of legal things that you can find that will help the dream world. Red spider lily, that's one. Mugwort's another. Um, Sage. There's a lot of smokable things. A lot of things that you can put into teas. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you can just put it under your pillow. Lavender is very helpful under your pillow. Yeah, keeping a diary really helps because then that's forcing you to revisit your dream. When you wake up in the morning, don't move. If you move, if you're sleeping on the right side and you're maybe a little uncomfortable, and you dip over to the left side, the fluid in your brain changes, and all of a sudden you're going to literally move. You're losing some of the memory of the dream. Stay exactly where you are. Don't open your eyes, and try to get back into the dream and go backwards. See if you can start in your mind before you get up and write anything down. Do that. Go cycle through the dream backwards, then get up and write it down, and you'll be able to revisit it that way. Yes, I have heard of people taking borax. I have some at the house. I've never done it. I got some because I was gonna do some, you know, experiments with it and see what's up. But people are saying that borax basically creates hydrogen peroxide. This is what I was reading in a couple of spots. Um, but it is a cleansative agent, right? You clean clothes with it, so somebody's like, oh, you can clean clothes with bleach too. You're not gonna drink bleach, well, obviously, but a lot of these things. Oh, yeah, you know how you clean paintbrushes? You know how you clean paintbrushes with oil from a tree, right? And you also, if you got to get rid of parasites, the best way to do that is with the same kind of oil. Um, so borax maybe, um, depends on what you're trying to clean. I think it would probably be cleansing to the blood. I mean, think of there's a lot of things like sweet potatoes and yams, I think, that have a sopanine. Uh, is it sopanines in it? Which is basically where you get the word soap from. It's what makes bubbles in soap. So eating those things are literally doing blood cleansing. So things that have sopanine, I think it's called. Anyways, look up that word and find foods that have that in it because it's really what makes soap and what cleans the inside of the body. So why wouldn't borax have a similar effect? I suppose it might. There's all sorts of things that are at high doses. It's the poison is in the dose for most things, right? But at small doses, it might be doing something helpful to the body. You're getting a cramps. Hmm. Massage. Um, maybe, um, maybe adding fruits. I mean, more juice from fruits, so that the sugars and things will help. I don't know specifically where you're getting cramps and what that could just be the body cleansing and you know compressing and pushing something out, and you get a cramp from it. Um, I would do cupping. That probably will help. I would do a gua sha tool, skin scraping. That might help because you're just bringing you're getting your lymph system working. Those are helpful. A friend of yours is always okay. Yes, and has too many dreams. Um, Before bed, probably you're gonna want to. They'd want to do like more relaxing things. Like I don't know, like that could be due to like a stress-ridden life. They're always basically in alpha or beta mode, and that causes a lot of stress in the body. Like chamomile tea, lavender, another thing, relaxing things. These kind of things before bed might help to, you know, calm the mind, and mind calming things. Um, do they drink a lot of coffee? Do they smoke a lot? Maybe if they don't smoke, maybe smoking something would help. Maybe if they do smoke, maybe not smoking would help. You know what I mean? And there's also so many things from the diet that are gonna help. That can calm nerves. And the other thing about that too is if they're have dreams that often, just learn how to control them, and then you could just dip out of a dream. You could just while in a dream go to sleep while you're in a dream. That's interesting. Ellie, you want to make a baby? On the astral in real life. How many? What kind of baby do you want to make? Do you want to like make it out of clay, or do you want to like make all the lovings? Nice, Carson. Okay, so the borax is helping your dreams out. That's interesting. Now that you've sparked a curiosity, I'll probably go try that. Because my dreams are always I'm in and out of like like I've told people before, my day to day life, the things I do and how I go about living, um, affects obviously my dream world, and I don't really have a certain set of protocol or this is how I do this every day. So because I've been in the dream world plenty of times and astral realms and et cetera, et cetera. Um, Sometimes I want to. It's like I'm like, okay, focus. I need to get back in there and do some interesting things. But the borax, that's awesome. I'll try it out. Oh yeah, magnesium will help. I wouldn't I wouldn't take the magnesium from all the places that sell like there's like five different kinds of magnesium. You got the spray, the pills, the blah blah blah. A lot of those they're going to be inorganic. I would just go the route of getting the magnesium probably through chocolate. Just get some dark chocolate, and that would probably help for magnesium. Yeah, yeah, and oil. I mean, you're not gonna, getting the oil and putting it in your skin. I remember I've tried it before, and I got kind of itchy. I didn't really like it, and obviously, depending on if it's bioavailable, if it's organic, if it's living, and it's not an inorganic salt. But that's why I'd say just try to get it from chocolate or a living food. You can find yourself some raw chocolate. Yo, rosemary rubbing your middle leg. Hmm. Nice, interesting. So then I would obviously, if you're going to use borax, probably not do urine therapy while doing that. Um, that's interesting. That's another thing they used was DMSO, dimethyl sulfur oxide. That's a very heavy duty thing. I've used that before, um, but it was doing so much cleansing that it was having like it was having a negative effect on me in the sense of because the cleansing was happening so quick that I had to like back off using it because it was just like it was too powerful. So if you're gonna use DMSO, it's really awesome stuff. That's really good for rubbing on muscles and things like that. Um, and in fact, I'd even go so far as to say for leg cramps and stuff like that, look up dimethyl sulfur oxide. Make sure you get it out of glass jars, and make sure it's the really. I think they sell it in 90% or 70%. I'm not sure, but you want the higher percentage glass jar, and put that right on the muscles. That's very helpful. I haven't used that in a while, so yeah. What's up, Primordial North? Well, thank you, Virginia. Uh, Take on like ringing, basically a phone call. Like a telekinetic, like here, pay attention. Here's a phone call, kind of thing. It could also just be something physical going on in the body. I don't know. I've had times of having like ringing in the ears. Different times of day, different times of night. You'll be able to hear different frequencies. I mean, it could be just that you're just like tapped in, hearing a different frequency. So that's hard. That's hard to say because you know internally it could be I got ringing in my ears, but I've had five different kinds of ringing in the ears, five different reasons. You know what I mean? If you get hit in the head and you get ringing in the ears, you got something physical going on. So all of those things, it's really hard to tell. I would just pay. Yeah, the urine we can use to help cleanse or clean us is awesome. Um, because sometimes it can work faster or better than just using urine or using. So yeah. So if it's working, do that. But there's something obviously that the urine's gonna have that borax doesn't. Like that's like full on cleaning you. It's not adding something. It's not part of your It doesn't have your DNA coding. It doesn't have. It's just basically cleaning something off. It's not adding anything. Lena Reed, what is my take on urine therapy? Um Most of my channel is about that. It's probably the most brilliant, wisest thing anybody could do. It's pretty simple. There's really not much to it. You know, you can read all the books you want. You can do all the research. You can go see the studies. You can listen to all the. But I mean, it's so simple to do. There's nothing really to it. And then there you go. Start fixing your problems internally from your own, you know, your own cleansed plasma, which seems like, hey, pretty easy way to go about it, huh? You've got a perfect factory that produces the cleanest water you can imagine right in front of you. Am I taking the piss? Not today. Probably in a little while. Probably after this beer I'm on. But I usually don't have breakfast, but I had breakfast today. So I don't want that flavor again. So I'll probably wait till later in the day to drink piss. Or not, yeah. I've had that too, the twitching of the eye. With the lower lid, yeah. I think it's I think it's something to do with dehydration or something to do like that's something you could massage out. It seems like just um like a I don't know, tendon or a muscle twitch. You could get that anywhere in your body, really. But yeah, that's an interesting one. It's a funny feeling. And that again, I think you could probably do something with going and getting just get an overhaul on an acupuncturist because that's just going to loosen up all the energy pathways, and there could just be a blocked energy there, you know. And then depending on if it's over here, like do facial um, diagnostics, right? This and your hands and your feet is this whole um, a holographic matrix of your entire body. So this would be to maybe your lung. I don't remember. I think maybe lungs are down. No, these are kidneys, your liver spots. This is kidney related. Well, you got kidney related here, but you might have something specific. Could be. Lena Red. So there's my opinion on urine therapy. I wonder what your opinion on urine therapy is, Lena Red. So you guys ready for like 9 months? I'm gonna make a baby with with Ellie Jacoba. Me and Ellie are gonna make babies. Yeah, it is. It's super powerful medicine. What's up, Stephen K? Um, She Legit seems like I've used She Legit plenty of times. I think it's awesome. It's awesome stuff. Um, but when I was using it a lot, I was also doing a lot of other things, so it's hard to like pinpoint saying that was it. But I think She Legit's pretty legit. She is legit, huh? And CMOS, I don't know. I don't know about CMOS. I can't. It's hard to say because I always say like what's available locally to you. Some people like CMOS might be what's good for them. Other ideas like, well, isn't that kind of akin to eating clams or eating shellfish? They're just cleaning the ocean. It's kind of what CMOS is, right? She's like, so am I just eating a mess, or is that actually somehow healthy? Um, I don't know. See, if you feel like you're getting something out of it, so, shit, keep doing it. So I don't know specifically on that. And She Legit is another thing where it's like, okay, it's mineral pitch that's supposedly still living, which is exactly what you're looking for. This is why it's way better than like not even way better. It's completely different than salt. Has the same minerals, but they're living minerals. But then the idea is you have to get them from some mountain over there. Can we get them from this mountain over here? You know, uh, so that's always a curious thing to me. It's like if you have to go somewhere to get it, and it doesn't seem like it's completely. You know what I mean? You should be everything for your survival. You know, your survival should be able to be sourced reasonably close to you. I mean, you're not supposed to need a car or a plane or a boat to get you things. It's nice to have. It's nice to, you know, if okay, that's cool. We can get that from over there. That's cool. Um, but there's always the but. Driving 18 wheelers, crazy. Leo, you like clams, man. Man, there's oysters here everywhere, man. I mean, I assume if you like clams, you like oysters. Like 25 oysters down the street, man. I mean, I wish I liked them. I just don't. I just the whole thing about them. It's just I've tried it. I've tried it. Now oysters Rockefeller or cook them, then I could dig it. But uh, I've tried so many times. It's like sushi. It took me a while to like, and now it's like the most enjoyable thing. You know, there's all these things that like take you a while to like it, but and that was Neville Goddard's favorite food. He's like, I hated oysters growing up, hated them, and now he's like, I love them. I'll have them for breakfast. I'm like, well, okay. And yeah, you got sure, Leo. You could definitely Godfather. That's fine. The bearded clams, yes. Uh, yeah, seafood. I love seafood in all varieties, like shrimps, lobster, fish. But clams, not really, man. I think I'm just gonna start this harem up pretty soon. So I'm gonna have to. I'm just gonna get a big plot of land and get all my bounty of wives and kids and start a new clan. Yeah, pearls, the harem is the only way to do it for sure. What else is up in here? Let's see what we got here. 45 minutes in here. So we're looking like what time? It's 1:30. Okay, I still got some time, guys. Yeah, sure, man. What about metals? Well, coppers has more magnetic properties, right? You know, everything to do with how things are made in this society. Like your water goes through copper pipes. Copper is in all the electrical systems. So there's something very major with copper. Do as I've spoke about before, copper, silver, and gold. Is that just one more of the, you know, one of those things that we think we need that we don't need, or really is there a use in our body for it? I mean, obviously people, you know, swear by colloidal silver and you know antibiotic and blah blah blah, and I mean think about the things they use in hospitals, always plated in silver, etc. etc. Silver spoons to eat with, gold flakes on food, um, and drinking out of copper containers. So yeah, it seems to be some use to it, but at the highest level, are we made of metals? Not really. So is it really just like in the movie Dune, where they're always looking for the next spice? They're looking for the spice what do they call it? Basically, like a menagerie of spices, but it's one spice they're looking for, so their eyes will glow blue. Is it, I think it's just one more journey to go on and something to play with, but is it vital? I don't know. Is it, will that will that increase conductivity? Are we living like on top of a computer board? Are we living in a system where that would be great to, if you get that shit, like probably gonna increase your energies and powers and shit? Maybe. But there's plenty of powerful people that don't seem to do that at all, but actually go in the other direction and become just drink water and be breatharians. I think it's just pick a journey. What do you think? Have some fun, see what happens with the gold and silver and stuff. Yeah, rhodium. Interesting, because Savannah, oh, damn, how many years ago was it now when he did? He did it maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even longer than that. He did a whole series on that, and then all the different metals, iridium, rhodium, and a bunch of other different ones that he was selling through. They were making. I don't know if they were making monoatomics or um, another version of what the metals were. Um, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I would go look into that. I had to, when he was. Well, I'm pretty sure he still sells it, but he was selling all of these different kind of um, monoatomics and things. And I had taken them a while ago, probably like 8 years ago now. And at the time, I was doing a lot of other things, cleansing wise and herbology wise, and but I'd taken those and like getting out of body and having like really lucid, crazy experiences. Yeah. So like I felt like I was going into whatever, maybe, in hindsight, maybe whatever energetic dimension those things were on. So I was like vibrating at a harmonic that was resonant with what rhodium would be, or what any of those metals would be. So there you go. Um, does titanium have effect on the body? I would, people put titanium bones in joints and shit. I think probably because it doesn't rust, and it probably has the least effect on the body. But um, not everything doctors do is to fuck you up. You know what I mean? I mean, if they knew, they would help you just fix the bone, but you ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna go through healing yourself. So here, just take this titanium rod and put it in your leg, which I think probably has the least amount of negative effect, right? Um, so, and I don't think there's not gonna be probably any leaching from water or blood or anything to like basically get that into your blood, and that's probably the reason for using it. Well, the distiller you ordered is copper. That's awesome. Is it copper on the inside too, or is the outside copper? Because if it's copper on the inside, that's really cool. To think I never thought about that. Most people just got the stainless steel joints. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll now have to look into that. Copper. I mean, I drink out of copper cups sometimes. I have a couple of them. Um, yeah, I assumed you probably had. I assumed you probably, Leo. I assumed you had some metal in your body somewhere. But yeah, the gold conductivity is interesting. I mean, even on a superficial level, people wear gold, right? But there is something really to it, you know. Um, ooh, I like the shiny gold. Whoa, it's not just because it's a shiny object. There's something, it's doing something. You use it and use it in all sorts of things, computers and TVs and shit, and electronics. So yeah, there's something to it. But are we turning ourselves into that inorganic machine, or are we already? Or these are fun games to play. But yeah. That's all you get. Yeah, I used to always get spring water, man. I used to always collect and harvest spring water. That was that was fun journeys. Letters and numbers. What's going on? Yeah, I just found this new crystal store, this new herb store down here that I'm really excited about because they sell crystals pretty cheap. I found this herb joint that is like has all the stuff, all the things. So I went there and got a blend of herbs the other day. But yeah, I've been getting into you know the ideas of using starting to actually use jewelry rather than just because when I get it, I just trade it with people or give it away because I don't really because it's always it just adds sometimes it's too much energy. It's like I've told people before. If I put my hair down, it's literally energy different. It's not just I look different. It's not just because I look like motherfucking Jesus or whatever. It's like literally different energy. And like whenever I wear certain rings, you're throwing off different energy. Sometimes it's just too much. I'm just like, nope. Just tying my hair up. I'll be like this today. David Copperfield. Yeah, there's how many? There's the book David Copperfield, and there's your boy David Copperfield, and he deals with all sorts of magnetics. His magic is based on mirrors and smoke and magnets and store bought distilled water is too plasticky. Yeah, I can taste it to a degree, but I mean, it does suck, but it'll run through your body. It's not the worst thing in the world, especially if you're getting it from somewhere like Walmart because they're going through so much of it. Yeah, it's gonna get when it's transported there, it's kind of warm. It's gonna leach some of the plastic, but it's better than getting the other shit. Isn't it interesting? They sell distilled water by gallons, but they no one sells distilled water in 18-ounce bottles. It's always spring water or alkaline water or blah blah blah. Isn't that proof enough for people to go, hmm, hmm, spring water, alkaline water? So maybe that's not what I want. What I want is what they don't have, and they specifically, purposely don't have that because nobody's going to the store and going, like, let me get a gallon of water and just chugging out the gallon, right? They're gonna go get the dot. Shit, if somebody wants to start a business with me, start selling distilled water in 18-ounce containers. There you go. BHP free plastic containers and all that, huh? Interesting. Yeah, that sounds very Ayurvedic, Leo, about men wearing gold and women wearing gold. Yeah, there's some interesting things in Ayurveda about what fingers, what metals, etc., etc. Ashwagandha, I enjoyed that when I used that. I haven't used that in a while. I do have some at home though. That is kind of requiring me to use it. Opal. Ha. There you go. They got to put the electrolytes and minerals. So what are they saying? Inorganic salts and dirt. Cool. I'll have the water that was clean with inorganic substances in it, please. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting enough of those from all the foods that I'm eating that are cooked. I'm not getting. Put it in my water too. Put it in my water. Thanks. Reverse osmosis under the sink. I never really looked into reverse osmosis. I mean, I've bought some from the store and whatever, but um, I think the reverse osmosis is not taking out fluoride though. I think that was like the major concern with why people opted for like if you could do one or the other. It's because distilling would take out the fluoride where reverse osmosis doesn't. I believe that's what's going on. And that's one of the biggest things that people are trying to get rid of out of the water is so. I mean, if that's what you can do, I mean, shit. Obviously, reverse osmosis is going to be way better than not. Yeah, smart water. Yeah, it's so smart that they couldn't just leave the water alone. Gotta taste minerals and electrolytes for taste. Water's not supposed to taste like anything. That's supposed to be water. It's like air is not supposed to smell like anything, and water is not supposed to taste like anything. Hmm. Yeah, and in the past, reverse osmosis, I had a funky thing to me too, but I was getting it from a giant machine at a Whole Foods or whatever. So there's always that. Yes, then they have drinking water. Yeah, they do. They have they have distilled water. They have drinking water. They have spring water. They have And they got the really good stuff. The one that's pink, that's made specifically for babies, that has fluoride in it. Oh, that is. I mean, I ain't gonna say criminal, but like, really? Like, but the thing is, like, nobody at Walmart, the people that are selling it, the employees, they don't know. They have no idea. But and the big corporations know. Just that's what people want. They want the fluoride. Who's telling people they want? I thought the fluoride was for strong teeth, so you can brush them. Babies don't have teeth. So what are you doing? You're just poisoning a fucking baby. Is what you're doing. People that buy fluoridated water and give it to the baby are just 100% fully just poisoning their child, and they have no idea. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the what the parts per million could be anything, But yeah, obviously, the closer you can get it to zero, the better. No matter what's in there, there's gonna be something in every water, really. Even distilled water, you're not gonna get. It's not gonna be perfectly clean, but yeah, any way you can get water to be less parts per million of whatever. Yeah, baby water is fucking funny, ain't it? Yep. It makes. I mean, go put a sign up, just right next to it. You realize fluoride is a poison, and you're poisoning your baby. Fluoride's poison. Stop doing it. Just even the most cursory, basic search on the internet will be like, yeah, fluoride's pretty fucking poisonous. No, no, it's not. It's good for you. Born in this world, and the world's like, no, you don't want the milk. No, no, just give them fluoride. Give them lots of fluoride. What the fuck is that? Need more salt. No, no, no. Forget about the colostrum. Forget about the mother's milk. Don't need that. Get the baby away from that. That's not. Put it over there. Give it the poison. Yeah, dimension extensions. Yeah. That's what I was saying, Carson. Yeah, if somebody wants to start selling distilled water, that'd be a straight business right there. Just like the 18, 19 ounces, whatever, of distilled water. Be fucking. That's the move right there. And it would be cheaper than the other water. You could make it cheaper because you wouldn't have to go through the process of putting all the added salts and minerals back in, and putting that in the distilled in the refrigerator is cool because then it's not leaching as much plastic because it's cold. Oh, nice, nice. Target, yeah, yeah. They got in store pickup at Walmart too, but that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, after people start, like, oh, I don't have the money to get a distiller right now, but once you start, you're gonna get tired of going to the store and having to lug 10 gallons of water back to your house, you know, from the trunk every other. I mean, if it's just you, you should go through that in about less than 10 days, really, because you're probably gonna be cooking with it and doing other things. But if you got more than one person, you shit. If you had two people, you know, more than once a week, you're gonna be going to the store dragging 10 gallons in the house. And then you'd be like, damn, that's $1 a gallon. The soda pays for itself in under 3 months, really. Um, or not, how to remove fluoride. The distiller, I think, is the only way to do it. I mean, any chemical way of doing it is you're just probably just wasting your time. But the borax might work. there's other things that will bind to fluoride. I think it's the you got the halides, and the different types of the halides work in, like, let me so whenever they're conditioning bread, there's two types of things they might use, and one's poisonous. So it's like it's what's going to bind with the shit in the body, and fluoride seems to bind with chlorophyll or green things. I don't know what chemical it might be, but yeah, I don't know. Cilantro. I've heard that if you just take your water and put some cilantro in it, it will basically attach itself to all of the metals and toxic and noxious, poisonous shit in there, and then just drink your water that way. But don't drink throw the um, throw the cilantro out afterwards. Cilantro is supposed to be really good for, if it works outside of the body, it also works in the body. So I would say try cilantro. Yeah, yeah. Pee is all. I always feel more hydrated from drinking pee. I mean, it's already pretty much matching your blood plasma, right? It's where regular water, it can kind of be, it feels it's a little empty, right? So it can be dehydrating. Drinking a lot of water can be dehydrating because remove, it's going to be doing such a cleansing effect on your body. Yeah, I hear that, man. Well, I mean, shit, that's fucking sucky, man. But most people, like, at this day and age, people are starting to, like, aware of it. Like back when we was all kids, like, nobody, the internet wasn't around. Parents had no idea. They're just like, trust the all them, trust the demon barber. Trust all them. They know what they're doing. Of course, they know what they're doing. I got a friend that's in that business. He's a good guy. Griff, you said it only gets to 3 parts per million for some reason. You weird. You need that zero, huh? Yeah, and I would just say add some cilantro. See if that cleans your water out. I mean, it's just one more filtering device, right? So you're just filtering the water. What about the theory that unrefined sea salt has been sun dried, has living minerals which the body can absorb? I guess I don't I don't see it that way. I've never heard that theory. Um, and back to the most basic: go and drink, go and drink cups of seawater, and see when your kidney seize up and you die. It that's just the it's proof of what it is. It's not to be eaten. It's not to be drank. If it was supposed to be, again, if I go and juice all of the oranges and all of the apples and all of the pears and all of the plums and I juice all of that. Now I've got all of the salts. I could drink that all day. I could drink it until I can't even consume anymore. But if I did that with salt water from the ocean, or if I take water and put a couple tablespoons, which all of that juice I've been drinking, all of the salts in there, there's a lot of salt between all the salts and sugars and all of these things. We call them salts, minerals. There's gonna be lots in there. But now I'm gonna go and drink just a 2 tablespoons from the ocean water. Kidney seize up and I die. So fun theory if it was true, but it doesn't seem like it is. Dre Graham, drinking the aged is difficult, and I think it should just be used in very micro doses, like very small amounts at certain times. High pH. I think it will do something to your dreams. I don't think it should be used necessarily as a. I think it should be used more medicinally than just like drinking. Drinking urine every day is way. I think better than drinking distilled, for the sense of. I mean, it's already been in your body. It already has everything it needs. It's already what it needs to be. where distilled water is looking to leach onto things and pull things out. So yeah, your body's going to be going through cleansing, and so as it's doing that, there is some water that's going to be wasted in there, whether it's going out of your skin and you're sweating, or just however you're getting rid of it. Uh, so I think so. It will be dehydrating to a degree. You know, having water and then just squeeze some lemon or just a little bit of orange juice or whatever in that is going to probably help to hydrate you better than just water, just distilled water on its own. Just drinking distilled water, if you're working out, probably isn't going to be the most hydrating thing. Cucumbers probably work too for fluoride. I would say most things that are green tend to have that effect. And cucumbers are uh, wildly hydrating. Cucumber water is good. Yeah, Brandon Stavon. That's what I think. That's yeah. The binding is what's going on there, and so it's basically doing that in the body too, and that's why it's you don't want to overdo it because the the pangs of going through a cleanse can be tough sometimes. Yeah, that's fucking sucky, but well, people are, yeah, man. It's becoming more and more apparent. People are starting to become aware of like, okay, all the shit that's in these medical industries and all of them. They're not. It's not necessarily helping. It's not helping. The 20 mule team. There you go, man. There's a. I think there's yeah the 20 mule and there's another brand that's supposedly like a little more, I don't know, pure. Like it's like 97% is borax. Yeah. My you see my my it's yeah, there you go. Yeah. I didn't I didn't know I didn't know that was up there like that. Yes. The chocolate ray. Yeah, you probably just want to start doing the Amazon ordering, man. Letters and numbers. He used to have centipedes. Griff, I wonder. Did you ever look up on go to Dream Dream Moods? Yeah, it says what centipedes mean if you have dreams about them, but I think it could equally apply to your life. Like if you see centipedes around you, sounds like that sounds pretty interesting. I'm sure it's probably something good. Centipedes aren't like cool little creatures. Interesting. No centipedes since you started. Maybe that was the lesson. Maybe the centipedes were maybe in the opposite way. Maybe they were associated with um, like I don't know, worms in your system, and obviously aged urine will get those right out of the body. Very good for getting rid of the little wormies. I would assume that is though. There's an energy that's being put off of that bottle of urine. Peace out, Leo. All right, man. September sounds good, man. Auto, auto feces. The feces. You talking about where you take poop from somebody else's butthole and jam it in yours? It's just someone that's part of someone's immune system. Why not just? How do you think they developed that? By yogurts and kombuchas and shit like that, and all the fermented foods. Might as well just eat fermented foods. I mean, I guess if you gotta stick your finger in somebody else's butt, then stick it in your own butt. Leeches, um, upgrade. You don't need leeches. You could just do wet cupping. Get cups, and then get yourself some of those needles like What if you got diabetes? You got to do blood tests or whatever. I've done wet cupping on myself before. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting, especially if your blood's kind of toxic. It's pretty interesting. Auto feces therapy. What a fucking see it. I, it's so humorous to me. If someone gets to the point where they believe that that's the solution, there's no helping these people. There's no doubt it's going to do something. There's no doubt sticking somebody else's shit in your body is going to have an effect. But you're not only getting their good bacteria, you're getting their bad bacteria. Why not just clean out your entire intestine tract and add the correct bacteria back in? Do yourself an enema with not somebody else's feces, but all of the correct bacteria you need. Just get yourself the little probiotics. Put that in there. Throw that right up your butthole. Seems a lot more sanitary, sane, and you know. But no, we gotta go. Why don't you? These people, why don't they just go ass to mouth? You know, why don't you just like here, like the human centipede? Just put their ass to this person's face, their ass to their face, and just make a whole centipede of people eating each other's shit. Might as well. Hey, you know, if somebody believes that, if they get to the point where they believe that, then there's nothing you could say. I did a video on that a while back. I was like, how am I even making a video on this? Why do I even need to say anything? Like, how does anybody need to say anything? If somebody came to you and was like, yeah, I'm gonna have somebody else's diarrhea, it jammed up my butt. You'd be like, huh? Huh? What? Okay. Sounds good. While you're at it, why don't you go take some dog shit and sham that right up your butthole? Maybe they have some good feces. That dog seems pretty healthy right there. How about some horse shit? They're big, they're strong animals. They probably are super healthy. Cow shit? Maybe you get lucky and there's a mushroom on there. I thought it was satire at first too. Then I started researching. Like, no, these motherfuckers are serious. They're really serious about that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Brianna Staban. That's so funny. He wants autistic kids to put strangers poo in their butts. Yep. Yeah. Stem cells. It's in your urine, which is already cleansed. See, all of the dookie goes out the back. That's the stuff you don't want, and all the good stuff comes out the front with the stem cells and all the good stuff. It's a pretty simple system. Clean this one, poop out the back. Clean in the front, poop in the back. How else do you think a man's semen, their ejaculate, where all the life comes from, comes down the same exact tube as the urine? It's proof of what the urine is. It's clean, it's cleansing, it's sterile. It actually has stem cells in it. Or else how could you, if it was no good, how could you be ejaculating out of that same hole where life comes from? You don't ejaculate out your butt. Yeah, autistic kids probably have autism because they've been eating too much of other kids' shit. That's probably why they have it. Or all the shit from the pig feces that they got jammed into them when they were coming out the womb. I guess. What's up, Lucianne? Yeah, that's a. If you can get a bird, I mean, that's good. It's always said if a bird shits on you, that's supposed to be good luck. Now, if you could get a bird to shit directly into your ass, if you just walk, basically all day, you walk around and just wait for these birds to fly by, and then you just quickly just like flip over and, rip your asshole open, see if the bird can shit directly into it. Grand prize right there. Whole new white bird poop immune system. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a pretty good image, ain't it? I can see people doing that. I'm looking outside right now, just people just running down the street back and forth. All the pigeons and all this just flying around, like just bending up. People driving by, like running into people because they're in the middle of the street trying to catch bird shit in their ass. Got an eye infection? Stare up in the sky. Hopefully a bird shits in your eye. uh, yeah. And those are people who be like, oh, you're drinking beer. That shit's poison. Yeah, bum to bum, birds bum to, yeah. Well, you know what? I could probably get that to happen because I got the crows that hang out with me. I know the crows real well. They're always flying around, hanging out with me, and I got two parrots that live in my building, and the person um, lets them fly all over the neighborhood, and they always come back and hang out and eat there. But they're always in my neck of the woods. Maybe get some parrot shit in my ass. Maybe I'll get a big fucking a big 5 gallon tub. See if I can just start collecting that. Maybe I can just, you know, donate it to a hospital, or donate it to all these people that need poop jammed up their poop hole. Mm. I don't know. I'm gonna be laughing about this all day now. There you go. There, yeah, Stephen K. Yeah, if the cat did exist, that 40 days would be that. And there's a lot of people that have, because they read that as not allegory, and they read that as an actual example or fact of what he did. I mean, Gandhi did. A lot of people did. Like, what would their source of liquid be? It's the only thing it could be. That's the point, you know. So there, I think that's one level of the allegory. Um, but certainly people have done it. There's people that have done 40-day urine fasts. There are people that done, you know. So it does apply. Although I don't think that dude existed. I don't for 1 minute think there was some dude named Jesus Christ. Considering Christ is a title much like San would be, or much like Tsar would be, or much like, you know. And especially when you start to look into some fucking white dude in the desert. I thought, what the fuck? Why what? Where was he? Okay. Yeah, then the funny part about the Bible too is, like, remember he was against usury, totally against. He went to the house, flipped the money changers tables over. Remember this? Yeah, but all of those institutions still use Bibles, like, as if, like, this is like this commerce shit you're doing here. The hero of the story, the lead character in the story, said, "Fuck this bullshit. This commerce system is dog shit. We had nothing to do with it." And they're like, "Oh, here's the Bible. This is." He didn't want any of that. Yeah. I don't either. I love how his middle name is fucking. But that's my favorite part of his name. So how do you get a middle name fucking? Shit, Jesus fucking Christ. I think I want a new middle name. Or not. It probably exists now due to mass imaging, yeah. I mean, yeah, did we adjust the past by thinking it? Maybe. Where is it sitting? What timeline do we come from? I mean, those are all fun games, but yeah. If he did exist, he was not white. If that book was really written by, oh wait, it was written and retranslated how many times over how many millennia, and by the people that everyone hates the Masons, yet who wrote that? It's pretty apparent that it was re-edited when King James, who was probably black, had had um had Shakespeare, who might have been black, rewrite the Bible. So it was following an iambic pentameter during, like, there's a rhythm and flow and pace to the book. And it was translated through many different languages, and now motherfuckers are reading it in English, thinking, right on. No, but the whole thing is really funny too. He's like, where's all the women in this thing? What about that? I was wondering about that. Where are the pagans? Yeah, yeah. Well, you got the real christened ones, and then you have people that r- listen to somebody tell the stories out of the book, and they apply that. Yeah, I think there are people that live a Christed-like life, that are spiritual or whatever. But yeah, but then when people go hard, the biggest funny shit is the Bible headbangers that they were all into Christianity, loving everything about it when they used to live on a ball, and now they're certain that it says we live in a dome and the Earth is flat and we live in a fishbowl, and our Creator now there's just another way the Creator's now above the fishbowl. Fuck out of here with that stupid shit. It really is. It's, it's not. It doesn't work that way. It's not how it works. But yeah, it's like did I miss something where they were happy living on a ball and believed that everything was made that way because it lined up mathematically for them, and you know and the book said so. Now the book says so. Wait, I thought I said the. Oh, it's convenient because as things change, they're just like, oh no no, this passage meant that, it meant that. Just accept that the whole thing is allegory, and you can have it mean anything you want. How's that? Although there is, as I've said before, there's plenty of good shit in the Bible. Same with the Quran. Same with all the other holy books all everywhere. No, I don't think so, Griff. No, I don't think it works that way either. I think as your powers increase, I think you're just probably given other opportunities to do other things. Like it's like when you think of people that are in the Freemasonic lodges and that are Illuminati, or these people in Hollywood that supposedly died. No, I don't think so. I think they just were like, here, I'll live in this realm for X amount of years, educate the way that I know how to, entertain the way that I know how to, and then when that's done, I'm gonna jump on this airplane, dip off into that other giant plot of land that nobody knows about, that exists in between California um, and Japan, where there's this huge body of water, the Pacific Ocean, or just dip straight out the realm across what you'd call Antarctica. You know, yeah. I don't think they're doing what. No, I don't think it works that way. Especially if you're on the level of the same psychic type powers that they might have. I mean, or other kind of powers that you'd obtain. I don't think that's the grand purpose of this whole thing is not like some evil people to make everyone suffer for eternity. That's absurd. You can't believe that. You've had Everybody here knows you have wildly wonderful, amazing, beautiful days and loves and blah blah blah, and you have terrible days and awful days. There's nothing to do with some higher form of government or control system or archonic forces or the dark forces trying to destroy you. That's not what's going on. And if you believe that, then I mean, good luck. Good luck with your life. But no, I don't think it works that way. Because there's plenty of people, there's plenty of channels, there's plenty of people that would have been shut down a long time ago. Because this is really you would have no capacity whatsoever to speak about anything. Yeah, of course YouTube doesn't want you like everybody like you can't let everybody know that the Jews run the world, and you can't be speaking out against this and you can't do that. I mean, to a degree, but people do it anyways. Because I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? It's just words. People are gonna believe what they want anyways. Can't convince somebody of something. Even if you point right to it, like, look, they don't want to believe it. They're not going to. Perception's a motherfucker for some people. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're already like tapped in, you know, say if you say tapped in, it means tapped in. No, I mean like tapped in energetically, psychically. I mean, I can't say for certain that I haven't had things when I've been out of body occur that mimic this reality, or like I wasn't in a like another reality that it was just basically ahead of time of this overplaying this that I could just like, oh, this exactly what happened in my dream, and I'm walking through it and like, okay, oh yeah, and this will be here and this will do this. Was I controlling it, architecting it, manifesting it? Maybe. Was there other? I mean, how many levels of entities are there? You know, a la Rick and Morty. You know, the universe inside of the universe inside of the, you know, infinitely in both directions possibly. Do you believe in transhumanism and the singularity? Um, Believe in it? I mean, I don't think there's a belief in it. I mean, it certainly is an agenda for some people. And what specifically do you mean by singularity? I don't know what that has so many implications of what it means to different people. And what about immortality? Yeah, sure. Why not? I think everybody's immortal. Everyone to me is immortal till they prove otherwise by being dead. Really. And there's people that you'll see that seem to defy age or go backwards or just like are they just not aging? They're literally on a mindset, and the body is functioning off of the singular cell in the body that recreate itself is immortal already. There is an immortal cell that exists in your body that where you came from. And if you just mimic that, like there's no reason for people to to age. The idea of aging or getting older and what time is a fallacy. We seem to become more educated and think that we grow old because we see things outside of us that seem to age because their belief is in age. But then we see things that don't. We see things that come back to how's that tree still living? I thought that plant died. And there it is again. So yeah, sure. I mean, but on this realm, immortality, yeah. But like, how? At what point would you just be like, all right, I've played all of the, you know, I've I was a professional at this, and I learned how to sing, and I did all this, and blah blah blah. And you've I've been a great student, great teacher. I've done all of the shit, and you're just like, all right, what's next? I think you would just choose to go to a different realm. I think there's people that you think were 20 something here that died. They went to another realm that were really just a lot older, and they just decided to jump into this realm because they wanted to sing. They wanted to be an actor. They want to experience this life. And then that you don't know of that are not connected to, well, they're probably part of Hollywood, but you don't know that. How the hell do you know? You sure they're not immortal? You sure they're not just dipping in and out of system? And that even gets into like, if you know, you can play the computer system game where that we're living inside of a computer system. Yeah, I suppose maybe to a degree, but you know, as far as I know, this is pretty real. I'm pretty human like. I think everybody probably is, you know, to a degree. So, I think people are dipping in and out of this realm. I think they live in different places. I think there's different levels of energetics in different places. You know, more magnetism somewhere that can affect healing on the body at a high rate of speed. Um, you know, there's a lot of things that can be adjusted. So yeah, hopefully that answers some of your question there. Yeah, they who control. Yeah. See, I don't think it's as control as much as oversee. I think that's what it is. More along the line of the watchers to a degree, or um, yeah, like watchers and intervention theories and a lot of different things going on. But yeah, I think I think it's less control of things as much as just okay. Here's all the things you can do. What do you want to do? And this is why there is fluoride in baby formula. Hey, what do you want to do? You want to give your baby formula? You want to give your baby water with fluoride in it? Okay. Hey, you want to go? You want to go to an amusement park? Do you want to go 100 miles an hour in a car? I mean, I think that it just there's so many different options of things to do. I don't think there's I think there's way less control, more just regulators or regulation or like to a degree to just kind of like steer those away from things that they were just like, okay, that's probably not what you want to do. Some people are like, okay, that's what they want to do, go do it. I think they just oversee things. Why do people age, Virginia? It's basically getting in the way of it's things in the body that just get in the way of the cells reproducing themselves in perfect harmony. People age because they listen to shitty music. People age because they have shitty relationships. People age because they eat shitty food. People age because they breathe filthy air. They drink filthy waters and eat salts. And so all of that, what that's doing is not allowing your DNA, your DNA and your atoms, your blood, so that the single atoms in your body to reproduce themselves correctly. They become cancerous, which is basically your DNA becoming bound up, becoming just tightened, like wound up ball of DNA that can't reproduce itself properly. Um, yeah, lack of hydration, all of those things are going to lack of sunshine, lack of grounding yourself out, positive ions in your body not being captured basically by negative ionic forces, meaning like your magnetism and your electrical system in your body is out of balance. So you know, I mean, think of people that some people can heal very quickly from a cut. Other people take a long time. Why? Because the blood that's getting there is not able to reproduce itself properly because it's holding all of the information to reproduce new skin. You have old people break a bone, that shit ain't gonna heal. They're old because their body is shitty, literally, full of shit. Young people heal very quickly. Kids that break a bone, maybe only a couple weeks to heal. Get in your 20s, well, that's the idea. But some people, your boy Zigzag Zigala the other day broke his hand, broke his wrist. He healed it in like a week. He's superhuman. He's different than y'all. You know what I mean? But I mean, aging is it's also the mentality. I mean, if you keep producing the thought and idea that your body gets older, then it will. I mean, sometimes I'll have gray hairs in my beard and hair, and I'll just be feeling old and decayed, and I will be doing things that will, I'll be depressed. I'll do things that are like eating shitty and doing all this, and I'll be like, man, what the fuck am I doing? Let me get this shit back in order, and then go out and get sunshine, drink some clean water, clean my blood out, looking good, you know. That's about the size of it, you know. Get a couple wrinkles here and there, man. I'm dehydrated. Just walk backwards with everything. Hopefully that answers your question. San Pellegrinos is nice, man. I like San Pellegrinos a lot. The blood orange is my favorite, probably. Oxidation. That's a good way of putting it. And say, but what's oxidizing? Rust, iron. This is why Iron Man, the Iron Age, all of this, because people want to be on an iron-rich diet, but yet they're highly mistaken. So this is if you were going to trade in metals, trade in the Iron Age for copper. It'd be iron, copper, silver, gold, or iron, then bronze. Bronze is equivalent to copper. I mean, it's copper with added zinc, I think. So if we were in the Iron Age, we had an Iron Age mentality. Iron rusts. Thus, the blood is red. What if you just got rid of all the iron out of your diet and started putting magnesium, copper, silver in your blood? Maybe that changes your blood. I don't see why it wouldn't. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, get rid of it. What's up, Jim? Jim and Awake. Then maybe some people should be doing some bloodletting. Then go do some wet cupping. Go get some put some leeches on your skin. I don't think that's the only way to get rid of it. It's oxidizing it is the only way to get rid of it. I mean, bloodletting or oxidizing. So breathe more. And all of a sudden, that turns into we've going through the lungs. Now it's gonna get blah blah blah, and you're gonna shit it out basically. That's iron's gonna it decays. It turns into rust. Um, but yeah, I mean, what purpose is the iron really doing in the body? Everybody wants to be Iron Man, right? The strong man, Iron Man, or like they lift iron at the gym, right? For what? All of these are very curious questions, and even the connection to the Iron Age, I think, is very obvious. The human body should not age at all. I think there's Virginia. I think to a degree, I think that there's the process of growth from when you're born and going through up into, you know, developing into the adult characteristics. But I think right around there, I think probably around, I think should stop aging probably around 15 to 23, somewhere in 15 to 23. I think most people have developed as much as they will. Um, you know, as far as their body looks, right? After that, then it's like, okay, you can fine tune things, put a little more muscle on, lose a little weight, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, between those ages is pretty much when people are fully developed. And that's where you probably should be. I think adding a little bit of, um, you know, you know, this to your diet or that to your diet, you might be able to change the way you look. I think there's things like that, but yeah. What's up, cymatics? Haha. Yeah, you a werewolf? Yeah, I've been watching lots of shows on vampires and magic and werewolves and things lately, and always curious to where I might fit in there. But I've been watching the originals, and there's a definitely I have a very close connection to some of the characters in that show. Um, yeah, man, we back though. We back live shows, man. I love doggo. Oh, so the dog wants to be. The dog needs some attention. You want some camera time? Huh? You want to say hi? He is. Okay. You want to say hi? There you are, right there. Look over here. Huh? Mm. You want to sit down right here? You can. Come on. Come on. Huh? Okay, come on, sit down. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on over here. No? What's up, Will Johnson? The originals? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up, Danny Bunch? The Fur Burger. This one? Or this one? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, is that what you're doing right now? She is all up in my grill. You want my attention? Is that what you want? You want my attention? Come sit down right here. Come on. Come on. Me. Let's go. Come on. You can hear. You know what I'm telling you to do. Come on over here. Oh. Well, that was. Yep. They always find a way to step directly on the nutsack. Oh. Ugh. Cough that one up. Yeah, I'm almost cymatics. I'm almost done with almost to the end of season 5. Cymatics, go Go to my videos from like a couple years ago where I get into um, this dog is really up in my grill piece right now. Look at this. Where I get into sigils and different types of sigil magic, and you'll probably find some things in there that are interesting. Okay. Yes, this one here wants my attention. What do you want? You want some foodies? Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. You want some food? Come on. I just. Oh, okay. Here, give me this. All right, there we go. She was out in my face like I didn't feed her like an hour and a half ago. There we go. Okay. Will Johnson, animals are wiser than man is currently. Yeah, I think because most people are animals. I think I think they just accept their animal nature, and so in that way they're wiser, in the sense of their capacities. So they use 100% of their animalness, whereas humans we don't think we're animals yet we are have that nature to us, and so we use a degree of animalness and not much humanness, and definitely not much godlikeness, which I think is, in a sense, like we have opposable thumbs. And what do we choose to do with these? Stick them up other people's butts and dig out their poopy and jam it up our butts. Little for whoever whoever didn't hear the joke from earlier. You know what I mean? Like the things that we could do with our opposable thumbs, with our capacity to use a higher mind than a dog has, or cat, or we obviously, to some degree, have something that they don't have. I mean, we've chosen to make guns in war with our opposable thumbs. They don't have. They seem to be a little bit more. Oh, I don't know, non-warlike, huh? They're not like out there tribing it up, trying to like make explosives to kill off another species of animals. Hmm. Daniel's question. Oh, yeah. Do I loop when I'm drinking alcohol and eating a poor diet? I don't think alcohol has anything to do with poorness of diet. So so I can make sure that you understand that they're completely separate, because alcohol has nothing to do with lack of energy or lack of spirit. It's actually, I would say, the complete opposite. Um, and so yeah, whenever if I'm just drinking, like there's sometimes I will do. Yeah, I didn't think you were saying that, but I just for other people. Yeah, 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 man. Just for other people that maybe don't know, that come here in the future, that don't know what my understanding or position on this is. But yeah, poor diet, not so much, because then I'm just tasting it. Like I mean, if it will just re-energize me to the idea that like if I've been having a poor diet, I'll gargle some, I'll swallow a little bit, but obviously it's not going to have the greatest of flavor, and it's just a reminder like, yo, you better okay, get eating healthy again. But whenever I'm drinking alcohol, there's a lot of times that I'll just do like more of a fast. It's literally just alcohol, tea, urine. Um, Most of the time it's that. So yeah, but when I'm eating fried foods and stuff, no, and it's very obvious. It just in my general demeanor, and um, even the way the way the way I feel, the way I look, and then just switch it up. Yeah, lightning. I've always enjoyed lightning a lot. Yeah, 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 man. I mean, it's because everybody's had bad experiences with it, and in every way. Like, but I don't know anybody that's had always good experiences with even weed. Like shit. I don't know anybody that has always good experiences with anything. You know, it just so happens that it's easier just to point at going, well, everybody drinks, and you know, you get the crazy uncle that's always doing the fucked up shit, blah blah blah. Like, it's a personality enhancer. So if you're an asshole, you're more of an asshole. I mean, it's just about what it is. I mean, it does open up lots of different things and energies for people. So there's some people that maybe shouldn't use certain types of alcohol, or even use smaller amounts, whatever. But yeah, yeah, yeah. But in the real world, I would say it's closer to a good thing that has been spoiled by a lot of people. Um, like, if you say psychedelics, like people say, oh, you shouldn't do psychedelics recreationally. There's a lot of people that should never do LSD. There's a lot of people that should never do mushrooms. There's a lot of people that should not do certain psychedelics. Um, and they have a bad experience if they do, right? Or they just wild the fuck out. Alcohol is no different because it is in every way used in the proper way. It's very much psychedelic. It's very much puts you on a different frequency. Very much gives you a different spirit. People are like, oh, you're letting ghouls and spirits in your body. Okay, whenever you eat, you're letting spirits in your body. Whenever you breathe, you're letting spirits in your body. Whenever you interact with buddy guy at the grocery store, and whenever you're getting gas and talking to this, that right there, that thing, that being, that person is a spirit, and you're interacting with it. So everything you're doing is interacting with spirit. It's just, you know, it's you're making a direct, like that's the spirit that I'm gonna work with. And it's very funny that I always like to talk about this because it's very interesting in the realm of what spirit is. Yesterday I was talking to somebody and they were saying how much they really were enjoying green liquors like absinthe and chartreuse, and how much it was like it's worth the extra money because of it gives a different buzz, it gives a different like mentality. And so I was like, chartreuse, I never even considered drinking it, and they're like, no, you should try it. And so that's maybe what I'll do today. Maybe I'll go to the store and get a bottle of chartreuse. Because I've done absinthe and things before, but never really high level absinthe like that actually has thujon in it. Haha. Open a cool portal through lightning. That's awesome. How do you, man? I don't want to dig into all that right now, Will Johnson, or really ever. I'm kind of, it's just so tiring. Like it's like, how? Because there was no floors. There wasn't really anybody in the building to begin with. The small number of people that they needed not to be in the building knew not to be in the building. It wasn't that whole building was not, hundreds of floors of businesses and shit. It wasn't like that. You can see some really cool pictures of when it was being constructed. You can see, but that's pretty much how. Um, Meaty, stop, stop. And yeah, I mean the predictive subconscious programming, things like this. Yeah, that's part of it too. Buddy guy, I always say buddy guy. Yep, pure tobacco too. I just got some the other day. And very funny. Tobacco has made its way into my life a little bit recently. Um, the like ceremonial tobacco, very heavy, like heavy dose of like a high dose of nicotine. I don't like tobacco on its own like so much. Like I never really smoked like that. No, I mean like every now and then, like if somebody got like a natural spirit or whatever. Um, but then somebody had like a really high dose of like on a vape, and I was like, oh, let me see what happens. And I was like, whoa. So it's very similar. High doses of nicotine from a vape is very similar to like shamanic tobacco, like ceremonial tobaccos. But yeah, it's the masculine. It says protects your aura. Yeah, I smoked some the other day, and it was very interesting. And I always whenever I wake up in the morning, I feel different. I feel very much more calm. I don't know. It like lasts, and it makes my my day is much more smooth, calm, less anxious. So yeah, yeah, tobacco is the masculine spirit. Metaphysical uses of tobacco. I mean, you can use it in ayahuasca journeys. You can do it in all sorts of different things. But I think it just gives a grounding and a masculine kind of energy to whatever you're doing. So it's like rolling a spliff. You get a little tobacco and a little weed. Port wine. Port wine has always been my favorite. I've always loved port wine. I'll probably like. I don't. It's hard to say if I had to just pick something to drink the rest of my life. If it would be beer, wine, or liquor. It's tough. It's tough because liquor you can do so many things with, like with mixed drinks. But I'm not really a mix. I don't really like mixed drinks that often. If I'm gonna drink liquor, just put it in a glass and let me drink it. I want to know what it is, you know. So I like tequila, but wine, kind of a wine. It's. I think it's just because it's more of a little bit of more casual drink. You know, it's stronger than beer. You don't have to piss so often, and beer just kind of gets kind of like, all right, it's fucking beer, dude. Got it. Port wine's delicious though. That's are not. That's awesome. Yeah, for magical purposes, I would just say just do a little scouring on the internet of that, man. Specifically though, I mean, it's very cleansing to things. Like I know people that that read tarot and read for people, and after they read for somebody, they'll smoke a cigarette, like tobacco. And they're not even really smokers, but they're like because it just cleans, like it cleans them. So I know they know from that level it's cleansative. Or not? That's hilarious. Let us in numbers. No, I don't really. The frog toad thing, I don't know, but um, frogs or toads are kind of connected to licking a toad's ass, psychedelic. I mean, what about their movements? They hop. They seem to be like jumping through portals. Could be quick change. Like they're there and they whoop to the next lily pad to the next thing. They don't like frogs are much different than any other creature, right? Like what else is really hopping? Like they don't really walk around too often. Just like boop, next thing, next thing. So I think there's something obviously to do with that. And as I was suggesting earlier to someone, go to dream moods and put in Froggy Boy, put in that Toad Boy, and see what that says in there. Look at Frogger, yo. Oh shit! What time are we looking at here? Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Oh shit! Hold up, guys. I might have to. Ha 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 ha. Anybody got any inference on seeing Blue Jays? Somebody just texted me about seeing a bunch of Blue Jays. Um, Will Johnson. That's an interesting question. Blue Jays means you gotta listen to more jazz. Is that what that says? Is that what you think, or are you saying for real? That's interesting. Oh, like, well, you got the OJs though, huh? Well, some R&B OJs, huh? Um, do I think that they leaked the NWO so we could manifest it for them? To a degree, I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I think there's always been a new world order, an old world order, or whatever. Like, what does it mean really? Like, is it everything that we see as negative propaganda, or is it also the positive things that we get out of technology? Because a lot of this NWO or all of that shit, um, there's positive things to it, but everybody takes this. Oh no, people got to stop using their phones and da. But the fact that we have phones that we can do this right now is huge. Just because I could do telekinesis and one of you could, that doesn't give you all of this. You know, So there is many things that we take as like, okay, technology has definitely become a burden in some ways for some people about some things, but there's so many things about even in this, even what the the access to things and information and blah blah blah. There's a lot of positive in it too. You know, not everybody that's in it is about the evil demonic. Ooh, the new world order is gonna population. No, they already have population control. It's controlling the population from doing stupid shit. Not population control like they're trying to kill you, and all of the other negative connotations that go with that. You know, like how would they be letting people? Because there must be really good people within the organizations too. That like, of course, there's a bunch of positive things that will come out of this. It's not all negative, But everybody assumes, ooh, the Illuminati, the New World Order. Fuck cares? What are you gonna do about it? Back to that as always. What are you gonna do about it? That's exactly nothing. There's nothing really to do about it. So just go enjoy your life, and use and benefit what you can in whatever ways you can. But the larger manifesting, I mean, again, look at it, from the good guys in it. Well, they're not going to allow all the dumb shit to happen. So some of these people in these organizations are becoming. They weren't aware that fluoride was bad at the time. They were just like, oh, all the doctors said fluoride is good. But now they're going, oh shit, my kids are actually getting poisoned from fluoride. Fuck that shit. Now you got people within the organization like, okay, there's way too much poisonous shit, way too much shit going on. This shit's gotta be stopped. This shit's gotta be stopped. And they're doing that from their level. Everything is not just plotting to poison and disturb everything. It's not like that. Yeah, I love that song by the Bobby McFerrin's rendition of Bluebirds in the Dead of Night. You ever heard that? It's amazing. Yeah. Oh no, the spooky 5G. Ooh. Yeah. Not the 1G, not the 2G, not the 3G, not the 4G, but 5G. Don't worry, there's gonna be 6G coming out. And as I've put out there before, the cancer, the radiation shit, it's everywhere already. And it's just about upgrading your immune system, upgrading what those things aren't going to affect. Yeah, sure. There's probably a better way, and a better way to go about having networks set up and not needing the 5G and all the extra weird shit that goes on with it. I'm not suggesting that it should be used, but the fact that it is. Are they poisoning themselves? This is always the thing, like where I don't necessarily know if I really buy in completely to the idea of what people are saying chemtrails are. Because now that it's actually on the news and they're saying it is chemtrails, well, we already know not to believe what they're saying in the news. So is it just more fear mongering? I mean, obviously we can see they're putting something in the sky. But are we certain it's what, we're worried about that, but nobody gives two fucks that there's how many thousands of cars that are just shitting out everything out the back of the car, put the gasoline and the oil and burning all that shit out the engine. You might as well just put that tailpipe right up to your mouth and start breathing that. Doing that all day long, but then we're worried about, ooh, there's a couple of chemtrails in the sky. It's for a different reason. It's for something else, I think. There you go, Bill Johnson. It's not the technology that's bad, it's the consciousness that uses it. Yes, there are some things that are technologically just stupid or bad, if we could say bad, but just not smart. Like, you would, like having a road that that was just made of completely sharp glass. Okay, it's usable to something. You could have something to going along it, but it wouldn't make sense for humans to walk across it. Your car's tires would be popped. They'd have to design something new. Well, it's a highway. There's glass all over it. That's how we made it. I mean, it could be done better. There's a lot of things that the usefulness. It's like how many knives do you need in your kitchen? You got your knife, and then you got all of the products they try to sell you on TV. How to cut a carrot properly. Here's a salad shooter. Here's this. You don't know how to properly peel an orange. Here's an orange or orange peeler. Here's a It's like all of this extra redundant shit because just the simple object there of the knife, nobody's gonna take the time to learn how to use properly. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense as a kind of a messy analogy, but yeah, Griff. Yeah, the Bill Burr joke. Yeah, but Lance Armstrong. I mean, to be at that level in any sport, you have to be pretty much a psychopath in anything. I mean, Michael Jordan's psychopath. Most most people that play any sport at a high level, like what? I mean, and that's not a downplay. Like maybe they have something else going on in other parts of their life. Like, but you have to be on a cycle. You have to be on a path. You have to like be dedicated and focused to one thing. I want to be the best at this. I mean, some people have that in their, like, I need to be the best. I need to be this. Okay. I don't necessarily have that. Sometimes, and there's some things that I did, or sometimes I wanted that. And I'm sure everybody here is like, oh, I want to be a great painter. I want to be great at the violin. I want to be the great, you know. But to what degree? To what? At what cost? What is it worth? You know, being a holistic, complete person versus I want to be the person that is the best at this. But they're both noble in their own ways, I guess. What's up, Unstance? What's up, Chillin'? Yeah, binary. Thank you, Will Johnson. That's a good way to put it. People are very binary and linear with conspiracy theories. Yes, that this means this means this means this, and it's either this or that. Certainly, there are some things that are pretty cut and dry, and it's pretty like that's the purpose of that, and it's silly. Most of the conspiracy theory, like I don't like the word conspiracy theory because everything is conspired, just for what purpose, good or bad. But the one industry we can pretty much unanimously say is pretty much fully dog shit is the pharmaceutical industry, and I mean, but they're very nearsighted in what they're doing. They're fixing they're cutting grass. They're, you know, clipping a few branches over here. They're not fixing any root problems. But they don't even notice they're not. They don't think that the root things can be fixed. So they're under the guise and the belief system that, here, this is what we can do and this is how we're helping. So even them, they don't really know that they're doing something very poisonous, very, because, you know, some people do, like, here, take this pill and they feel better. Isn't that the point? Yeah, but I don't feel like doing all the things to actually feel better. Just give me the pill. I want to continue living my life the way I am, but give me this. Can you blame anybody? I don't know. But certainly, whenever we say all of these conspired things, it isn't that linear. It isn't that, you know, the people that came up with these things initially, whatever it was, all of these things that seem to have an evil use or something, a bad use, were they sitting in the laboratory like, let's do evil shit? I don't know. Was it somebody just going, here's a product, here's something, and look at things that we like. Let's use something very very basic here, because we're not dealing with evil shit. We're dealing with capitalism, which is neither evil or good. But I don't think it's it's probably not as good as most people. The only people that believe capitalism is a good thing are the really rich people. Everybody else knows better. Anyways, so think of something like this. Tesla wanted to give people electric cars. Let's just say that. Now, because electric cars were out before gasoline cars were. Okay, same time, whatever. Where were the electric cars all through the years? Now there's electric cars out, and they're selling them for a lot of money. What's the problem here? Tesla wanted to give shit away for free. He wanted people to have free energy. Now you have to go plug your Tesla in, pay $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for the car to begin with. The way it's made, the chemical process and everything they got to do to create that battery, to everything that goes in that car, very poisonous. So what's happened? Why? How can that occur? Why was it held back, or why is it out now? Capitalism. Because somebody wants to make some money. If it wasn't for the complete, if it wasn't for like the captains and leaders of industry trying to have and own everything, like having their empires, and How would that? That would have been out hundreds of years. 100 years ago, that would have come out if everybody was like on some tribal knowledge on some real shit. Like, yo, if my brothers can't be happy, how can I be happy? If people had that, but that's not how this whole game was set up and played to begin with. Although it's hopefully going that way now, it seems like it for a lot of people. But we have all sorts of things in the society that technological or pharmaceutical, whatever you want to call it, whatever thing that could be, oh, that's poison. That's, how many times was it really done with full on ill intent? I don't think too often. Although once some people found that they could make some money on it, they just focused on the money. A few people die, who cares? Are cars in and of themselves good or bad? People die in cars every day. Lots of them. Are they good or bad? Did the person that make a car go, but there's a possibility somebody might drive this too fast. There's a possibility somebody might not, not know how to drive very well. And maybe they'll be on their phone. They don't even know the phones are going to. There's going to be a text on their phone and go over 2 lanes of traffic and hit a tree. So maybe we shouldn't have cars. Operator errors. Yeah, chemtrails to block out the sun. I think it's to block out more than the sun, though, man. I don't think it just has to do with just the sun. I don't think they're that concerned with the sun. I think they're concerned if it seems like what's supposed to happen is going to happen. I think different planets or maybe another moon or being able to see the lineup of all the other maybe the other realms, suns and moons. So now all of a sudden there's 3 suns in the sky and 3 moons in the sky. And everybody's going to have to go, yo, look, 3 suns, 3 moons, what the fuck? And they're trying to cover that up so that people can't see that, so they don't recognize there's actually more land that way, outer realm, inner realm. So they won't notice that. That's what I think. And we can, yes, letters and numbers. We can agree that microwave is plasticizing and destroying food. Yes, we can. But did the person, when they created that, go, this is going to destroy the nutritional quality of the food? No, they said, how can we make this food get hot and cook faster? Microwave it. Then only years later do they come to the conclusion that it's destroying the nutritional value of the food. Now what? It's a runaway train. Who's going to not use microwaves? It's convenient, right? I mean, I don't think it is. I haven't used a microwave in years, but there we go. So Stephen K. People are becoming non-binary. But yes. So gender binary, this kind of weird shit. Yes, that is the worst way that we're seeing it. But it is in all reality a good thing, because then their thinking is no longer black or white, Republican or Democrat. Now, is it a little idiotic that we can't just accept there's males and females and that's the way we come out, and that there might just be a little bit of programming and mental dis-ease happening, that people gotta do that with it, all that shit that they're, yeah, that should be the issue that's being addressed for people, is in mental problems. But those mental problems came because of the society we live in, et cetera, et cetera. No, that's how you gonna fix that? So they think the fix is, cut their dick off, or get some boobs installed. Hey, it's silly to me, maybe not to them, obviously not to them. But as far as the idea of people becoming non-binary, I think that's a huge good thing. I got this one little curly that goes up my nose. There you go. But having people think in non-binary terms is huge. I mean, think of a computer system. We have binary computer systems. There are trinary computer systems. They're just very expensive and not very they came out years and years ago. But that's like an upgrade to computer operating systems, and even to humans, to you. Do you think everybody believes there's 2 choices, right and wrong, up and down, black and white, left Republican, Democrat. That's people's belief system. But as people are going, that is obsolete. That is silly. There isn't just right and wrong. There isn't just this this guy or this guy to vote for. That doesn't make any sense. So that's getting out of a binary mentality into at least trinary, if not multiplicity of possibilities. I've heard you can use microwave to warm, disinfect socks. There we go. I suppose so. So there we go. Does a microwave have a good use? Yes. We're just not using it for what it should be used for. Do we want to destroy bacteria from filthy, stinking ass socks and make them nice and toasty for our feet? Hey, that's a good idea for them. Microwave can be used for a lot of things that are better use for that tool that's in the kitchen that shouldn't be in the kitchen. It has nothing to do with what food should be. Hi, Tillin. Jim and Awake, yes. I want versus I am attitude, yes. Can't I be holistic and complete and still be the best? I suppose you could, Will Johnson. I mean, but then, but that's, I think most people have a mentality of statistically speaking, Michael Jordan is the best player ever, or something, right? I'm just using basketball. I mean, I'm the best computer guy ever. I'm the best. I don't know. I'm the best at building lawnmowers. I don't know what the fuck it is for anybody, but it's always it's subjective and arbitrary. you know. Yeah, yeah, Winston, spirit and conspiracy. Yeah, yeah. Well, to conspire, spirit. Yes, energy. It just energies working together. Conspiring is energies working in tandem. And spiral is basically the word spirit is of spiral. So how energy functions. What's up? What's up? What's up, Zet? I mean, especially considering who Tesla is connected to and everything. Hollywood is funny, man. Enjoy that port, man. Sun and moon out at the same time. You touched on that very slightly a while back. What about that? I mean, what about it? I don't know. What more do you have to say about it? Like, it's out at the same time. But just proving more of, like, we ain't on a ball because it couldn't happen that way. You know, not to mention even the simple thing of the ball. How are all these planets out there glowing? All these things that are stars. How are these planets glowing? I thought it's a ball of rock, but I can see it from millions of light years away. It's ridiculous shit. But the sun and moon being out at the same time, I can see the sun there, and then I can see half a moon. If I could see the sun and the moon in the same sky right there, wouldn't that be putting light? Because I can see it. It's putting light onto that thing that's supposedly a ball or an object. Then it would light the whole thing up. It wouldn't be a portion of it. Yet I can see through half of the moon. It's silly. You know, that's about as much as I can. I mean, I've done many videos on it, but yeah, I don't know where else you want me to go with that. Brutality. If we could have more land after the ice walls and another moon and suns. There are no laws of gravity. There are theories of gravity. Gravity seems to be just density and buoyancy. Why does the sun actually rise and fall? The sun doesn't rise and fall. It's perspective. When I'm not playing a flat Earth game here. I mean, the information is out there. It's at this point for people that don't think. I mean, I think it's you haven't done the research or you don't think. For people that believe that we're still if we're on a heliocentric model and ball flying through space, it's to me, it's It just shows a lack of desire to do the research and really just not keeping your mind open to like, okay, everything's been a fucking scam. Everything's a fucking lie. Let me look at this shit a little closer. The sun and the moon in the sky is a dead giveaway. It's a giveaway. Where the stars are in the sky, pretty much a giveaway. I mean, it's and as far as the beyond the ice wall, um, yeah, I just think it's a circular, well, flat plane in our realm, another realm outside of us. Go watch Cosmic Egg Theory, Norb's World, all that stuff. That's how I've always kind of envisioned it. And I don't. I think there's an outer space. I think there's definitely an outer space. I'm not into this Christian idea of silly. Oh, we're in a bubble. It's flat Earth, and there's a bubble in our creators out there. I don't believe that at all. That's ridiculous to me. I believe there's plenty of outer space. I believe there's much more land, many more realms, many more places, portals to different dimensions. I believe in all of that. I just don't think, and it doesn't seem to me, um, in any way that where we are is anything but a flat surface, and it seems to be. Maybe it was built that way by someone. I don't know, but it's certainly not a ball. What's up, Hood 369? Yeah, yeah. There you go, brutality. Yeah, the inorganic materials on our organs makes them not play right. And if they are called organs, they should be making a sound or doing something. So those heavy metals are screwing it up for sure. I mean, everyone's got. See, Will Johnson. Who cares though? Be egotistical. Everyone should have an ego. Keep your ego. Can't destroy the ego. That's ridiculous. Everybody's like, the people out here telling you to kill your ego are literally speaking from their ego to tell you to kill your ego because they had lost their ego. No, they haven't. They just have. They've reframed it. They've redefined it. They've come to understand that their ego is something different than they thought it was. It's not just mine, my ball, my ball earth. That's egotistical. My blankie, my thing. You cannot have that that's a strong like shell of an ego. But then an ego is basically more like your auric field. No, encompass all of this. That too, that too. I'll have that in my ego. That's involved in my ego. That I don't want. You can easily say, because there's shit. Why would you want it in your ego? You don't want it to be part of you. You don't. That's what I think it is. That's what it seems to be. So all these people that are really claiming, oh, go do this, and they're trying to be gurus, and no, they have a bigger ego than most people do. Pokemon. Yeah, that. Hey, Griff, that was your timeline, man. I'm a little before that, man. So I didn't. That's a generation after me. Yeah, cognitive dissonance is everywhere for certain. Brutality. What is below the disc? I don't know. I think it's a stack. I think it's a stack of discs. I think it's much like a DVD. Um, remember we used to get 100 stack of DVDs, Davids, one plane, one plane. I think it's probably stacked like that. Could be. There could be water above us. There could be water above us, and then another stack, another plane, and then another. There could be some sort of dome. I don't think so. I think it's more of like a toroidal. I think it's some sort of field of energy. Um, what is below it? I don't know. Maybe it's like Fatima inverted. Maybe there's just an inversion of this. Maybe literally it is everything that's here, but the opposite. Maybe. Uh, Parsifal 108. What are stars and planets and wandering stars? Why does astrology work? Yeah, I don't want to turn this into that kind of conversation. I mean, that's Parsifal. I've covered it so many times, and the information is out there in so many different ways. I'm not. I'm not the I'm not one to like have a what are there's just too much information out there already on it and what they are. But it seems like what they seems like they are. Why does astrology work? Because everything's energy. You know, why do people that are Geministic, Geminis when you see them? Why are people that are Leos like, well, are Taurus? And Leos are hot, and they're just like, oh, they got to be leaders. Why? Because it's literally the energies that were coming in from those portals where the sun was. I can feel the energy of the sun, so it's having an effect on things. I can feel the energy from the moon, it's having an effect on things. The planets or those things, I think those are basically energetic systems that hit our toroidal field and come into here and beam energy into the womb of the woman, the tomb, the womb. I've done videos on this a while back, and I don't want to get all into it, but it works because, well, we can see it. It's observable. It might be a little too complex for some people. Like, oh no, that's so silly. Astrology is silly, but for people that know that it's true, it is. It affects you. For people that don't believe it, they're affected by it the most because they are just that. Once you understand how it works, then you can overcome parts of those energies. Yeah. What's up, Christiane? Lots of ships. Dimension extension. What is my breathing video called? Hold on one second. Let me grab a beverage. I think it's called. Huh. I mean, I suppose you could just put in my name and put in breathing video. I just put in breathing. I think it should probably show up. If you can't find it, hit me up, and I'll try to find it after this video and send it to you. I don't know what I don't know what I've named it besides breathing patterns or something like that. Maybe gamma. Maybe putting something with gamma. Yeah, Will Johnson. I mean, it's basically if the sun is imprinting us with light codes or light energy, then the planets are doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Will Johnson, there you go. Killing the ego is the biggest ego trip. It is. Fighting the ego is. You are what you are. You have, it's like Alan Watts talks about. He's like, when I'm feeling horny, that's what I am, and I say hooray. When I'm feeling hungry, that's how I am. I say hooray. Like, there's some things obviously that we have some destructive patterns, and some things that like, hey, that's probably not something we should do, but that's our own personal evolution. But as a whole, like, good, good. That's part of being alive. That's what you feel. That's what Isn't it about feeling about something? So I feel like the ego fighting itself. Exactly. You can't just give in to every little because a lot of people that you get little parasites and things like this. You get other things that are like kind of tempting you to do this or do that. Or I mean, people, the difference. When something's like that's probably not a good idea. I'll be right back, guys, because this little boogie here, this little hair is bothering me. I have to remove it before. Yeah. 1 second, y'all. Okay. Much better. There we go. I had the rogue hair tickling my nose. Yeah, there you go. The frisbees. That's another way to look at it, I think. The realms are somewhat like frisbees. I think so. I think that we might be like what did Bucky Fuller call it? Spaceship Earth. In a sense, we could be moving, but but what we're seeing around us is all basically locked into place. You know, and we're just, but we could be on a ship moving in a direction. We could be, but if you're on a cruise ship and you were to put, say, a dome over the top of the cruise ship, you would have the perception that you're not moving anywhere. That could be happening. I don't suppose that's not a possibility. Then that cruise ship could be a ball, and the flat thing in the middle, we could be inside of an egg, transporting across a large ocean. We could be literally in a giant ocean. Think of it as the ocean out there, and now take a ball and put water inside of that ball and put that in the ocean. Water's going to find its level. Now put a little land in there. Now it's going to be moving all over the ocean. You wouldn't know if you're inside of that ball. You know? I mean, yeah, okay, the waves and all the shit, but I'm saying it could work that way. Could be a bunch of those little balls. We could be living, you know? They're going to be like, oh, we never said we lived on a globe. We said we lived in a globe. That's the trick. I'll tell you right now, that's what they're going to say. No, you all misheard us. We never said we lived on a globe. We lived in the snow globe. That's what they're going to say. What's up, Fire Drake? Yeah, and I think that has to do with densities too. Yeah, there's a video I did a while back on what I thought people, well, what I believed, at the time, the idea of flat Earth to be, and I broke it down kind of in the realms way like that. That there's realms literally on top of each other. Diego is your crow friend. Haha. I gotta start naming the crows over here, but there's so many of them. Yeah, here it's been very light blue, but because the sun's been out, it's been bright. Dissolve your ego, live in the now. Love and light. Namaste. Yeah, yeah, those are the people that yeah, they should all be kicked in the shins repeatedly. They should have a scooter that whenever they're when they're growing up on their scooter, they should just be repeatedly just pelted in their shins with the scooter. With the just that's about the size of it. And Will Johnson, like, yeah, I had never gone. I was I was close. I've been close to those people. I know those people. You know what I mean? But it's like just their oppressive positivity. Just ugh. Oppressive positivity is just as oppressive as negativity. you know? It's like I don't know, man. It's like I wonder what they were like behind closed doors. I wonder what they like when they weren't putting the smiley face on and hi, love and light, and not like on fucking PCP or whatever the fuck they're smoking. I don't know. Hey, I mean, it's part of their path. I'm sure they'll figure it out. They'll figure out soon enough that their vegetarian or vegan diet is not going to fix the world, and that they're you know. Oh, I seen this thing on Instagram the other day. I said where when Instagram goes down or the internet goes down, where are all these people that are changing the world, like that are all into these empowerment movements and doing all this shit as you know where are they then? They don't exist. They type a couple dumb shits on. They put a thing up. Put a couple memes up about some shit that they just learned about yesterday. Where they go? Where they gonna be? I mean, hey, I'm not saying anyone should not have positive thoughts and not I'm not suggesting to drown yourself out, but in darkness and silliness but like, damn, some of them needs to fucking calm down a little bit. Fucking. They're never doing anything but just sitting there doing yoga. That's all they're doing. Just doing yoga. I didn't know you could do yoga. I thought you had to. I thought yoga was like you had to be yoga. But hey, what do I know? They're never doing anything. Never see them do anything. Oh. Shit. Just sit there forever and be happy. Yeah. I've tried it. Doesn't work. And in fact, your boy Soul Voice, that Indian dude. I don't know if y'all seen him. If you have never subscribed to his channel, he's really hilarious and awesome. He just came out with a video on Ayurveda being ancient alien technology, the highest form of ancient alien technology. Very interesting. I haven't heard the whole video yet, but he's got a lot of cool ideas and interesting things he talks about. Talks about gold and rose water and distilled waters and all sorts of other really interesting things. And I really enjoy the way he talks. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Arnott, well, thank you. Yeah, man. That's like having casual conversations about the weather. Can't do it. If somebody's gonna talk about the weather, I'm gonna go, oh yeah, interesting. You see how the chemtrails? I'll say something like that. You see how the chemtrails in the sky? Did you notice the moon out? Yes. I'll turn it immediately into that. I ain't got time for this humdrum, stupid doldrum conversation. I don't. So I immediately just I'll hijack a conversation. If somebody just tries to talk about something stupid, I'll be like, I'll just go the other way with it. Like, nah, we ain't talking about something stupid. I got time for it. Hey, is that Jim and Awake? Is that the what you were saying to look up for my video on breathing patterns? Who knows? Damn, my hands are oily. Just from patting my hand here, I gotta go. I have to go shower. God damn. Master Blueprint. There, thank you, Will Johnson. Master Blueprint for breath. There we go. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Getting caught up into astrology can take. I mean, it's like anything. Like we get, it's a rabbit hole sometimes. It's very worthwhile. Just like etymology, very worthwhile. But you can get stuck in it. I got stuck in etymology really hard. For a long time, where it was like almost like I was just tumbling letters and words and shit in my head all the time, and I was a little bit like, I was like, whoa, fucking, all right, gotta slow down with this shit, switch it up a little bit, and astrology can be the same way too, but knowing it is very helpful. Element isotope 150. Christiane, do you care sharing what element 115 is? I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, yeah. There. Thank you, Fire Drake. The new age mentality. Welcome to the new age. You know that song? Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure like all the new age kids probably grew up with houses that didn't have any coffee tables with sharp corners, and they probably had like locks on everything, and like everything was soft and squishy. And I can't think of and here I can't believe any of those new ager kind of love and light. None of them lived in the hood. None of them lived in a ghetto. None of them lived like in a fucked up setting. I I I'll guarantee that almost. I'll bet you some of them have some stories of, oh well, it was like this and we weren't the richest and blue. No, but I'm saying none of them came from like, because that's a whole different kind of like those people that came up like that. That's the real ones you need to talk to. That's the ones you need to listen to. You know who they are. You know, they're not going to speak the same way. They're not going to speak like that. They're going to have a lot of love and light to give people for certain. But the other ones that just go, hi, positivity, positivity, love and positivity and light, and put positivity and love and consciousness and love and positivity and light and positivity. I mean, it's all you have to do is be love and positive and consciousness and awareness. You gotta have your heart and, just share it. You gotta be a good-looking girl, and you gotta have a YouTube channel, and everything's got light and it's gotta be right. We gotta cut shots every time and love and light and light and love. Fuck out of here. That's just how it is. Oh, and make sure you go vegan. Don't hurt the animals. Or we'll kill your whole family. Make sure you go vegan too. Christiane, morning wood. That's hilarious. Odin said mankind was made from wood. Morning wood. That is hilarious. I'm gonna steal that from you. I like that. Morning wood. Morning wood is some of the strongest, ain't it? Yeah, run. Will Johnson, you in Bloomington? I lived in Bloomington for a while, right? That's funny. Lived in Bloomington, Indiana. They got the best tamales ever at that little spot in the corner there. Forget the name of the roads. Forget the name of the place. It was so long ago, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, you dip your feet in there, and then you're like, something ain't right here. Something. The new woke order. Yeah, that's so funny. Like, because he always got the wooks. The Wookiees or the wooks, like the really crazy, like super hippie drug heads, like the wooks. But they're very similar to the woke folk. Just being positive, never be negative. Yeah, Fire Jake. I mean, shit. That's for sure. The originals, man. Fire Jake. That's so funny. I've been watching a lot of NPR Tiny Desk concerts, and I didn't know how many of those people are on there. Like every other one I'll see, cast is from New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans is different, man. Cymatics, you knew. How did you know this? How did you? Hey, how did you know that? How did you know that? Have you seen the whole thing? How many episodes in? How long did it take you to recognize that? And did you recognize? Like, you knew of me before you watched the show, or did you watch the show first and then associate it? Which way did it work? You know what I'm saying? That's so funny. Jim and awake. This is yes. I'm only loving light. I'm vegan. I'm super positive and friendly to everyone, and I only wear skinny jeans and smoke weed. But alcohol, eggs, and meat are evil. Yes, they be hating the alcohol. They be hating the eggs for certain. Oh, they don't like the honey either. But don't worry. Their drugs. All the drugs they take, those are very vegan. Yeah. Yeah, Will Johnson, your shit didn't pop up. I mean, I love Ralph Smart, as much as anybody, but peace. Infinite Waters diving deep. I mean, I dig him. I like what he does, but yeah, he is his own entity, where the rest of them are just kind of like bees or whatever. I give Ralph a pass on it because I think that just literally is his nature of like how he is. You know what I mean? I think there's a little more like I feel it. for the most part, is authentic from him. It's not some fabricated. Hi, I'm putting the bandana on with the sparkles and I'm gonna put the heart here and all the different colors and I'm gonna make sure that my outfit matches perfectly. Like, yeah, Hood 369. I mean, I don't mind talking sports as long as I'm gonna turn it into like some larger idea about the sport. You know what I mean? If we can talk about basketball, we can talk about how it's rigged. We can talk about like psychopaths in the sport. But I mean, we're gonna talk about it. That's what it is. I don't aggressively turn. It depends on who it is. I'll slide. I'll just steer the conversation that way because I don't really care about if somebody scored 18 points and got 10 rebounds. Still doesn't mean they're that good at the game. Yeah. I hope he did get rich off it, man. I mean, I'm sure he got millions now. Good for him, in that way. I ain't gonna shit on him for getting rich off of that. And if that's his act to get it, good. I think he's helped some people out, so I dig that. Sports talk political show. I used to watch Ralph too. I haven't watched him in years because I just kind of okay. There's only so much. See, that was just like okay. I get it every day positive messages. Okay, I like it, but Chrissy anti-gravity Bob L Area 51. I don't know how something can be anti-gravity when gravity is a theory. You know what I mean? I think hovering or doing something that displaces what our imagination says is gravity. But I think that's possible. What most people would call anti-gravity. But I think it's funny that they imply gravity is a fact when it's a theory by calling it anti-gravity. So it's anti-theory, anti-theoretical gravity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, get lost in that sauce, yo. Moderation with everything, especially moderation. Yes. You gotta have watermelon with seeds too. Yep, you gotta have that too. Yeah, no whacking the beef, no whacking it around. Yeah, they need to have a long life, for what? So they can survive with all of these maniacs on this planet that are destroying everything, and they can sit there and go, but love and light will fix it all. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to. I think I want to go to one of those like those events and infiltrate it, just so I can like slide up in some of those fucking love and light bitches, yo. Slide up in them, have them fall in love with me, and be like, peace, peace, love and light, baby. I'm just gonna do me. I'm out here in the world, just spreading the love and light. That's something you can spread, honey. You can spread them goddamn legs right open, huh? Yeah. Fast way to detox salts, man. That's about it, man. Go do some saunas if you don't feel it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else is gonna get rid of salts, really. Yeah, Bloomington, man. That's a cool place. Have they finished that? Have they finished the park yet? Did they even start building it? The one on the Beeline? Will Johnson? They were supposed to make that really big. They were supposed to all redo that whole thing along the Beeline and turn it into like an amphitheater and basketball courts and shit. Did they ever do that? Yeah, I always wonder what they're saving the life force for, Hood. Like for what? You're saving it all for what? It's like okay, I get it. If you want to buy a car, okay, save up some money to buy the car. But like they're saving up for what? To do what? What are they getting? They're like, hey, if you hold your seed, you'll become more attractive, and women will like you. Really? But then I want to use my seed all over their face. Isn't that the point? I'd like to share my seed with them. Here, eat this. This is good. Here, rub this on you. It's very healthy. Yeah, for real. So why am I holding on to it for? It's really, it's silly. Like it doesn't. Yeah. But see, then I actually go whenever I'm getting laid, whenever I'm with some chick, like if I'm like have a relationship, other chicks want to be with me, even if I'm not out with the girl. It comes off of me that way. Do I smell like pussy? Do I smell like sex? Do I smell like I know what I'm doing? Yeah, and sometimes so what's the difference? There is no difference. Sometimes, I know all about tantra. I know about holding my, and keeping it inside. Sometimes when I release seed, I have more energy afterwards. Sometimes when I don't, I have more energy. It just depends. Depends on who I'm with and how I'm cycling the energy. It really has nothing to do with the physical product of some proteins all over someone's belly. You know. I like how you put slut there, Chrissy. You're a Utah slut. Hmm. You want season four? Yeah, I just finished up season four. It's pretty interesting the transition through the seasons. Even season four was a big transition. Season five is too. Should go on a farm worms when you grow up. Worm farmer. Ah, you see? Okay. Well, thank you, Chrissy. Will Johnson, I dig both the Krishnamurtis. Um, the yeah, the thrice, the Krishnamurtis. Yeah, I dig them both. I don't, I wouldn't say they're my favorites. I delve into some of their knowledge sometimes, but um, obviously, I probably have a lot more in common with the mentality of like Alan Watts, Neville Goddard. Like, Alan Watts mostly, I think, just because I've listened to so many hours, and the authentic nature of what he provided is like far superior to anybody else, is what they're saying. Like everybody else seems to be selling something where he doesn't seem to be. Are not. There you go. Yeah, once you start eating healthy and your blood's already cleaned up, and yeah, the piss would taste good, man. Whenever I'm eating healthy, I prefer by a long shot the taste of my piss over water. It's not even close. It's like soft, and it's like it has a slight hint of a flavor to it, which to me kind of is like that's the plasma. I don't know. It's whatever. It seems like what that initial, what I think it's probably what your blood should be closer to. I don't think we should. I really don't think that our blood should be red and blue. I think it should probably be golden. I think it should be clear, basically gold. I think that would be, I think breatharianism would lead you to your body being able to do that. If you have no inorganic elements in you, then couldn't you just dip in and out of this reality? Because you have nothing, you have no, like, no element to you that is like outside. You know what I mean? Like whenever you're in a dream, you can dip in and out of realms. So if you're actually closer to an organic entity, and your spirit is there, and your blood isn't backed up. Like, I mean, we talk about imploding your blood to get into a different dimension. I don't know. Yeah, and urine tastes good with good food too, for certain. Like if you do like pineapples and juices and all that, yeah. Some people have a crown of thorns on their chakra crown, spiritual. The crucifixion virus. Mm-hmm. Will Johnson. Silk lost Jesus. What's up? Farming worms in their systems. This is true. Yeah. So you have a fascination with phallical fallacies? Uh, Chris C. Thoughts on iodine? I think if you get them, I think you get it through a natural source, such as I think kelp is probably the biggest natural source. But that's one of the big ones that like some of the information is so positive about it, like this will fix everything. And if you ever have radiation poisoning, iodine for this, and then the people is like, I don't know, just like I think it really comes down to where you're getting it sourced from, and because a lot of it is that orange shit. Where is that coming from? You know what I mean? Versus if you find the other iodine, it's basically clear it's coming from they're extracting it out of kelp, I believe. So I think maybe I have not. I've used it before, but I didn't notice in one way or another. But then again, whenever I do something, I'm probably my protocol for becoming healthier and cleaning my body out includes other things. So it's always hard for me to put a finger and say that was the magic bullet that fixed something for me. You know, like at this point in my life, I've done a lot of different things to attempt to fix issues and this and that or whatever. But I've never, and it's always like a litany of different things, like 5 or 6 different things that I'll do. Bladder rack seems like it'd be good for your piss, for your bladder, huh? Yeah, Chris. Yeah, yeah, thyroid. I've heard that was one of the major things is if you have which is a I guess it'd work for either thyroid, hyperthyroid, or hyperthyroidism, or the opposite when it's not working well enough. But I always heard it was like for people when their thyroid was not working that iodine would fix that. So yeah. So I mean, if anybody had positive effects, I've read plenty of good positive effects. But then it was like when I was doing a lot of research, I was using Curazone, but then it got so infiltrated with people just talking dumb shit. You got agents trying to like, pharmaceutical people like, well, this, just coming in there to argue and just, murking up the waters. Then he just like, all right, who the fuck are all these people? Which one of these sides? Who's on what side here? But yeah, I suppose iodine would be, again, I would just source it naturally though. Hypothyroid, thank you, Chrissy. Hypo rather than hyper. Yeah, maybe I've just never needed it because obviously this shit works pretty good on me. I don't know. Um, I've had thyroid issues here and there, um, but nothing like major, nothing that I can think of. But interesting. I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna go get some iodine. Just rub it all over my throat. See if I speak differently. MSM, methyl oxide, MSM. Basically, it's what is the what's the yeah MSM? What is the major what is the major constituent of that? It's basically uh yeah, sulfur. It's mainly sulfur, right? Yeah. So I think so. I've used it before, but again, it goes back to what are the natural sources of sulfur. I would go whatever that is. I mean, I think there are some things that we can get out of the bottles and containers that are extracted properly and have a good effect on the body. Um, because that's really good for what, like bones and things. I've got a big jar of it at the house. I just haven't used it in a while because there was somebody else that needed it for something, so I got that for them to see if it helped them. I think it was for a thyroid problem actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways, so yeah, just back to whatever the analog for that is, whatever you can source that naturally. Yeah, certainly. Parsifal, thoughts on the work of Louis, like Hay House Radio. I can't really comment that much. I don't know that. I don't know her work that well. I could probably do an overview, like take a look at what, but she prints a lot. Isn't that's Hay House, right? Hay House Radio and all of the like. She printed a lot of information, a lot of books. Or is that one? Is that the chick that does like um like readings and shit? Yeah, I wouldn't comment. I don't know. Yeah, Doctor Cassler, the dude with the snake guy. Yeah, I could take him or leave him. I watched a lot of his stuff, but sometimes I just wasn't digging his like just general. I don't know. Yeah, it's just the way I felt. He gave out some good information. Some of it I was like, he seems to always be. I don't know. He has a doctorate, so you already know right away. If you put doctor in front of your name, you went through that much schooling. It's like it's like he was so sure. You know, I don't know. It was a weird thing. I didn't. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he knows the shit. Yeah. Okay. Well, so those are the two things that I need to try, which are iodine and somebody had mentioned earlier in the video, and I've already forgot what it was. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Borax. There we go. See what's up with that. What's up, Leo? You can hear your body, Lewis. I'll check it out. All right, yo. This is 3 hours of video. I didn't I didn't realize it got this long into it. Um, as usual, hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. And so if this was a good video that people should, and if you do get a chance in the comments, feel free to write down some keywords so I can put that into the tags so that way people can find the information that I talked about in this video, because I'm horrible at tagging these videos. Um, and as usual, anybody that is new here or not new, if you do have any currency that you'd like to send my way, you know how to do it. Go into the description box, PayPal or Cash App. Cool. I had a good time. Hope you all did too. And we will talk soon. Maybe tomorrow. Have a beautiful night.